Good evening, hail and well met. My name is Emily Rose Jacobson. I am your GMily, and welcome to our special 4-week campaign in The Witcher RPG. We are so excited to have you joining us and all of our fantastic characters joining us at the table. Before we get into things, let's go around the table, introduce yourself and the character that you're playing, please.
Hi, I am Kaylee Bray, and I am playing Marilka.
Hi, I'm Adriosa, and I am playing Yennifer.
Hi, I'm Alkin Gersh, and I'm playing Jaskier.
Hi, I'm Naeem. I'm playing Geralt.
Hi, I'm Sage Ryan, and I am playing Princess Cirilla.
So tonight we are, in this campaign for the next 4 weeks, we are diving into the Witcher RPG. We're actually playing the easy mode version of that game. There are two different, you have the regular manual, which I have right here as well, because it's got all my monsters in it, from our Talsorian Games. And then we also have easy mode, which you can actually find on Drive-Thru RPG for free right now. So if this RPG system interests you and you're really excited by it, feel free to check out Drive-Thru RPG and find that easy mode version. We're also, that'll be our giveaway tonight at 1K. We will be giving away the second edition of The Witcher RPG signed. So yes, that is if we hit our goal. Now what incentives do we have tonight? You're probably asking. Let me tell you. At $15 at #coin, you can toss a coin to your Witcher. I got you guys. And what that does is it puts a reroll into the reroll pool for our players. So players, if there's rerolls in the reroll pool and you roll kind of considerably low, feel free to pull one. I will say you have a limit to 2 rerolls you can use in one roll. So that is at $15 with #coin. Toss a coin to your Witcher. And then at $25, we've got #alchemy. For alchemy is an art. This is something that the Witcher books hint at. It's also in the show, and that's also a big part of the games, is that there's a number of potions and concoctions that can help Geralt on his journey. So what alchemy will do is I will roll a d6 and see who gets the potion, and then I'll also roll a d6 for the skill, and I'll tell you what skill has been buffed for you temporarily. And that is at alchemy is an art with #alchemy at $25. Then at $50, we have #tales, which is Tales of Old, where we will get a flashback to a moment in a character's life. And you can tell me what character that is in your tip, please, and we will flash back to see how that character perhaps handled the situation, an important memory that can affect and help them in their current moment today. And that is at #tales at $50. Then at #monster at $75, a random monster will show up for our characters to fight. Now, some of our characters are pretty squishy and have some fighting skills. We definitely have some fighters and some entertainers. I'll say that. And so, throwing a monster suddenly into the mix will definitely deal a lot of damage. And I will roll a d10 on my dice app. And I have a list of monsters right here, and all their stats are in this Witcher RPG guide. And you will fight whatever monster that lands on. And that can range from bandits to even griffins. So suddenly a griffin may appear. We're going to find out if that happens. Ooh. And that is at #monster at $75. And then finally at $100, we have #law, the law of surprise. So you, audience, will choose 2 players who must create a bond through a debt or a boon. So 2 characters will ultimately make a bond through a debt to one another, or perhaps a promise. And that is at #law at $100. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Once again, we are all very new to the Witcher system tonight, so we will be discovering the game with you all as well. And ladies and gentlemen, are we ready to go into The Witcher?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Quite.
Then let us begin. These are dark and magical times. The Nilfgaardian Empire continues its push into the northern kingdoms as humans, mages, and magical folk alike fear what this could mean for life in the North. War is the worst kind of plague. A plague manifested into being by power, retribution, and most importantly, man. War existed long before the convergence of the spheres, and it will surely exist after. War does not consider the lives of others, the lives of those who do not choose it. Instead, war takes all. As a war continues to take land, money, and lives, focus and fear tend to forget about magic and monsters. Until the monsters are right outside your door. Inside a forest located to the south of Temeria, north of Sodden Hill, we hear the clash of blades and grunts of fighting. There we see Geralt of Rivia and his ward, Princess Cirilla, back to back with two bandits brandishing long swords circling towards them. The bandits were a mismatched cavalcade of Nilfgaardian and Cintran armor, clearly pieces that they've picked up from the bodies of fallen soldiers on the way. Geralt and Ciri, you are currently surrounded by two bandits. You're back to back. Geralt, you have one bandit facing you. He's got an eye patch over his right eye. Ciri, the bandit that's facing you, has incredibly shaggy hair, and you don't really know how he's looking out of his bangs, but he has his focus solely on you.
Uh-oh.
Ciri, stay back.
I don't think I really have that choice right now.
I don't know if you've been trained in this situation, but just stay clear of danger. Stay behind my back.
I'm pretty sure that the training is your job.
We will get there when we get to Cab Morin.
Do we kill things first?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh?
And I take out my sword and I swing at the first guy.
Fantastic. Let's go ahead and roll some initiative. So, Geralt, can you please roll me 1d10 plus your reflex?
It's a 9 plus a 12, so 21.
Fantastic. Ciri, can you also roll me a d10 plus your reflex?
Oh, not nearly as good. 13 total.
Wonderful. Geralt, you're going first. We have two bandits. Oh, that's so nice. They're sandwiched right in the middle of you.
I love a bandit sandwich.
You would like to withdraw your steel sword, correct?
Of course.
Wonderful. Roll me 1d10 plus your swordsmanship ability.
Where's my swordsman? Oh, it's a 10 plus 4, so 14.
That is a hit. All right, so now you're going to roll me your damage of your sword. I believe it is on your sheet.
Mm-hmm.
We're figuring it out.
That is 8 plus 4. 12.
With a 12, Geralt,
Yes.
you unsheath your sword, and where are you going towards on this bandit?
I am twirling my sword and I'm aiming straight for his arm, his shoulder.
You bring your silver sword right down on this bandit's shoulder, and you see where this huge piece of Nilfgaardian armor that he wears is clearly too large for his scrawny shoulders. So your blade just kind of pushes it out of the way and cleaves directly into muscle as he
Ew.
starts to bleed. You witcher, you think you got us now?
I don't even know why you even try.
Well, you've got something valuable, don't you, right there? I do believe that's Princess Cirilla. And the Nilfgaardians still have a very high price on her head.
That is not of your concern. Leave now, or suffer the consequences more.
I would like to draw my dagger,
All right.
and I'd like to go for the other one.
Roll me 1d10 plus your weapons ability.
Weapons ability.
Should be down there on your skill set.
Find it. Do I have? No.
If you don't
weapons
have
ability?
it, you will add your.
I have no weapons ability.
If you do not have it, you
We're still
will
early in the
add
training.
your Reflex modifier. So add your
My
reflex.
Reflex, okay. 15.
With a 15. That is a hit. So where are you going with your dagger?
All right, I am going straight for the heart. Trying to make Geralt proud, honestly. That's it. All right. That is a 4.
Wonderful. With a 4, yes, you're able to. You suddenly just lunge forward and take your dagger into the heart of
Yeah,
this
I'm
bandit.
going to jump towards him, and while both mildly grossed out and unsure of what I'm doing and looking back at him a lot, try and plunge it into his chest.
Suddenly, your fast nature and your confidence takes this bandit completely off guard, and he's kind of blinded by the hair, his bangs in front of his eyes as well, as you quickly leap towards him and, yes, plunge that dagger directly into his heart. He grabs it and he stumbles backwards, looking at his brother in banditcy. They two of them lock eyes as they continue to circle you. You're making this a little bit difficult, more difficult than we expected.
Good.
But I like a challenge. And you see him pull the dagger from his chest.
I should have taken the dagger.
And he lunges at you.
I didn't take the dagger back. I didn't take the dagger back.
He lunges at you, Ciri. He rolled a 15. Would you like to try and avoid it?
I would certainly like to try and avoid
Wonderful.
it.
Roll me 1d10 plus if you have a dodge ability, or just add your dexterity.
I do have a dodge ability.
Wonderful.
That only puts it at a 13, though.
And I said,
You said 15.
a 15. So
I
yes,
am-
unfortunately, he is going to swipe
the kids
you
say, swoop.
with your own dagger. So Ciri, you suddenly feel him as he lunges towards you. You see the dagger kind of that was starting to go towards your chest, now goes towards your cheek, as you suddenly feel your cheek is cut.
Shit.
I want to run at.
Oh! The bandit that you were facing
Oh.
suddenly draws his sword
Okay.
and lunges at you with his sword. All right, Geralt, you can match him. You would have to beat a 14.
Okay. So am I rolling my swordsmanship again, or?
Yes, roll your swordsmanship or your dodge.
Dodge. Was it reflex? Or-
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Reflex, yeah. 16.
Wonderful. With a 16, you successfully dodge out of the way as this critically injured bandit's longsword just kind of takes his weight and carries him into the ground as he staggers.
It's a bit sloppy there.
This isn't over yet. As the two of you feel each other going closer back to back, Ciri, you feel the blood kind of slowly falling down your cheek as the bandit slowly starts to encircle you tighter and tighter. The other bandit with the longsword picking it up, pushing you in closer and closer. When suddenly you see them stop. You see the bandit that was facing you, Geralt, suddenly freezes. And you start to see this pool of blood fill where his heart is as he staggers and falls to the ground. And there you see an arrow in his back. Ciri, suddenly the bandit that you're facing, you see an arrow fly immediately into his right eye as his head goes backwards and he's sent onto the ground. He's writhing and screaming in pain, but you see that his screams and his writhes slowly slow and die out until he finally gives up and lays there dead.
There's someone else here. Stay on guard.
Okay.
Who's out there?
I'm gonna grab my dagger back.
You grab your dagger, yes. You grab your dagger back from the dead bandit's hands.
Gross.
Geralt, as you look around, calling out to whoever's there, you suddenly see a figure emerge from behind one of the trees. She's wearing a cloak, but her hairstyle and her large gem necklace is something that you would not forget, something that you could not forget. Because she was someone you met in Blaviken. You're suddenly face to face once again with Morelka.
Morelka.
You're welcome.
Who are you? Who is that?
You're welcome.
Thank
Didn't
you.
need your help.
I think you did.
I think we kind of need
What are
her
you
help.
doing here?
Saving a life.
Shouldn't you be back in Blaviken?
Why?
That's where you live.
Not anymore. Now I'm with you.
You're with me.
Yes.
How many children do you have?
I have no children.
I'm not sure that's true anymore.
Siri, this is Morelka.
Hi.
Hello.
Again, you just wind up just showing up?
Yes, I saved your life, and now I think you owe me something.
Owe you?
Yes.
And you just want to come along?
Yes.
You know, I'm going to be honest, it hasn't been terribly pleasant thus far.
You've never been to Blaviken, have you?
Well, no. Huh. I suppose.
Will you train me to be a witcher?
You don't... No. No. Why would I do that?
Why not?
Why do you want to become a witcher?
Because I want to be the first girl witcher, because I think that girls can be witcher, because that's a stupid rule.
Being a witcher is...
I mean, he's kind of already teaching me things, so he's a little busy.
Well, you
you're
have a long
teaching
road
her
as well.
things?
Yes!
For her own protection.
I saw you first.
That doesn't mean...
I don't think that's true at all.
I think it's true.
Fine. I already have magic.
We'll dump you at the next town we stop at.
You good luck.
Roach. Is Roach new?
I'm not sharing a horse with her.
Get on the horse.
I get on the horse immediately.
I was talking with Siri, but...
Well, I guess I'm sharing a horse with her.
Geralt, as you start to guide Roach, that is now with Morelka and Siri sitting on top, you find your way back to the main road. As you continue down it, you see a fork in the road a few hours ahead of you, with an inn and a small cottage attached to it, sitting at a meeting point. The road to the left of this fork continues north, straight into more heavy woods. The road to the right slightly veers into a bridge over the Siostra River and continues on to the sweeping hills with some far-off mountains in the distance. As you approach this tavern and this inn at the fork in the road, you park Roach outside. You smell the faint smell of baked bread is on the wind. And from the outside, this cottage seems warm, homely, inviting. Yet, there are no other horses at the stall, and you can't remember seeing anybody else on the road for quite some time. As you enter the tavern, you see a crackling fire that burns in a large stone fireplace, and dripping wax candles dot the counter and windowsills of this inn. Over the mantle of this fireplace is a beautiful wood carving of two birds meeting over a river. There are a few tables with a small staircase that leads up to what you can assume can be the lodgings. For how quaint and homely this inn is, yes, there are hardly any patrons here. You see an older gentleman with the most fearsome mutton chops you've ever noticed, polishing a silver mug behind the bar as he occasionally coughs into the corner of his elbow. In the corner, a young man with moppy brown hair sweeps the dust and wax drippings into a small pan. But there are actually two other figures at this bar. They don't catch your eye or ear at first, but then you start to see the inn for what it is as a whole. These two figures are sitting at a table. The first figure has his back to you, the back to the door, and he sits there in some quite extravagant clothing. You can hear the melodic charm of his voice as he laughs at a joke at the other figure is telling while plucking a few strings on his lute. A figure in a black cape and hood sits across from this gentleman and is silent. The three of you, Morelka, Siri, and Geralt, are unsure of this mysterious figure until you are hit by the smell of lilac and gooseberries. Geralt, you are the first to know exactly who this person is.
That was really good. You're a very difficult audience.
Oh, all the time.
I can see that you're in a bit of a mood, but I'm sure we'll find him eventually.
Oof. I'm sure he'll drag himself in here someday.
I mean, this is the only inn for miles. And we have had reports of him in the area, so This is our best bet, right?
Knowing him, he will roll in any moment.
So I was thinking perhaps an advance on the deal we discussed.
Ciri and Marilka, you just see Geralt standing there in silence as, come out of complete utter surprise, Yennifer and Jaskier are in the same inn in the middle of nowhere.
Hello?
What's happening?
Is it the hair?
What's happening?
It's good to
You're doing the face. You're making the Geralt.
Geralt of Rivia! I knew fate would bring us together once again, my friend.
Bard.
Jaskier? You know him? Who is he? Who are you?
I'm Jaskier. Surely Geralt has told you of me and our adventures together.
I don't know who you are.
I know every single one of your songs.
Really?
Yes.
We need to go.
Will you write a song about me?
Well, if you do something worthy of writing a song about, then yes, of course. But,
Oh, she killed 2 people earlier.
I did kill 2 people earlier. Is that what the song?
Oh, are we allowed to tell him that?
it'd be a very short song.
What is it?
What are you two
song?
doing here?
Oh, no, don't rush an
Yen.
artist.
It's wonderful to see you as well, Geralt.
Yes. I mean, no. What are you two doing here?
Well, I'm in this part of the region. I'm on the search for something. An herb.
An herb?
Jaskier here is,
Very familiar with the area, and by very, I mean not at all, but I knew that you would be nearby. I have a sense for it.
That sounds kind of creepy.
Told you to fuck off. Right?
I thought you meant that, maybe with an expiration date.
good to see you never change, Geralt.
Ciri, you want any food?
Yes. Please.
What about me?
Barkeep.
Yes. Welcome. Welcome. Well, are you and your party just staying here for a bite, or perhaps are you going to be renting a room?
That'd be great.
No, we're not renting a room at all.
Oh.
No, we're not.
Yes, please. Yes.
Oh, Geralt, don't you want to rent a room? Perhaps one of the upper rooms in the far corner.
We could have one room for me and Geralt, and then one room for all you lovely ladies.
Sounds
Oh,
creepy.
you know, yeah.
For modesty's sake, of
Actually,
course.
why don't you introduce us to your companion here? Geralt, who is she?
Can I tell them my name? Am I allowed? She seems kind of scary.
Hi, I'm Marilka.
Marilka, hello.
Hi.
And where do you come from?
Blaviket.
It's fine.
Oh, I'm glad you're here now.
Me too. See, you've been to Blaviket.
Oh, I know all about it.
Geralt, I know that child anywhere. Is it who I think it is?
This is Cirilla.
She has the look of her mother
Yes. This is her.
and her grandmother.
Yes. This is Cirilla.
Hi, I'm Ciri.
Nice to formally meet you, Ciri.
What, like the
Who are these people?
That's Yennifer. Of course, you met Marilka.
Yeah,
and
no, I was there.
This is Jaskier.
Hello.
Hi.
like princess?
Are we still going to get food?
Yes, barkeep.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Did I not tell you?
I
No.
haven't seen. There haven't
just the
been
way it
many people here in the Seal Strait, and for quite some time, as I'm sure you saw, there's hardly anybody on the roads nowadays near here.
Location is everything.
Yes, you'd think that an inn by the crossroads, right by a river, would garner some more company, some more individuals, but you're here, and that is good enough. Yes, food.
Innkeep,
Yes.
tell me, why the sudden loss in the flow of people into these crossroads? Do you know? Is there something going on?
You see behind this kind of kindly, warm face, you see the light in his eyes start to go out slightly. As you almost feel him looking past you, Yennifer.
I want to try and reach into his thoughts.
All right, let's do that. You're going to be using telepathy.
Yes.
So first, you're going to need to roll me 1d10 plus your spell casting skill base, which I believe is your will.
My will. Okay,
So
so
roll me 1d10 plus your will.
4 plus 10 is 14.
You are successful. So with this, this will cost you 2 points. So this will toss you 2 from your vigor.
Okay.
And you are able to successfully read the mind of this gentleman without him noticing. As you search into his mind, Yennifer, you feel yourself almost pushing through various memory pools as you feel this thing that's calling to you deeper and deeper. You see memories of this gentleman and his wife, her passing, him raising his 2 sons on his own here in the middle of nowhere. You see a time where this inn was filled with bards and adventurers, travelers, and even soldiers up until recently. And then you see, almost in the corner of his mind, Yennifer, you see this tiny locked box. And as you feel yourself reach out to open it, you slowly pull back the lid. You hear this horrendous screech and screaming as this huge gust of air flows from this box, rattling it until you ultimately have to let it go, and it sits on the ground and closes. And just like that, you're out of this innkeeper's mind.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your for keeping us here.
Yes, I've got roast chickens. I've got some baked apples.
Sounds good.
I've also got some Temerian ale, if that would interest anyone here.
Very much so.
Give me the ale. You two can have whatever you want.
Chicken.
The chicken ale.
Yeah,
Actually, any wines.
for sure.
I'll go look. I'll see what possible wines we have.
If not, I'll go with the ale. I'll just go with the ale.
Do you have est?
Why is your friend breathing so heavy?
No, I'm afraid
not
we
sure.
don't. We just have this Temerian ale. Sorry.
Nope, that's fine. That's
Not
fine.
enough tradesmen coming through these parts. You hear him murmur over his shoulder as he turns to start preparing the ales, and before he heads back into the kitchen to start preparing your meals. You all look around and you see that the young man with the mopped hair who was sweeping in the corner suddenly starts to look at you all. Looks back down, picks up his sweep, his broom and his pan, and goes back into the kitchen. And as the innkeeper sets 5 mugs of ale out on the counter, he begins to turn around.
Am I allowed to have ale?
Forgiveness,
No.
not permission.
Just get some water, please.
Water, yes.
Yeah.
He turns around and begins to grab a pitcher of water when suddenly you all start to hear this low howling of the wind. This low wind howl comes from outside, and you start to hear the clattering of the windows as this wind beats against the glass windows. This howling becomes louder and louder as you see the shelves in the windowsills start to shake, the wax dripping even further, candles being blown out until suddenly the large windows in this inn are blown open as this huge gust of wind swoops through, extinguishes the fireplace, and wraps itself around the room. And as this wind blows through, you hear this ghostly, hurting, haunting wail. As this screech echoes through you, you feel it pass through your body. You feel the wail in your ears, each of you having to cusp your own ears because the sound of this noise is too piercing. The glasses on the bar back wall start to shatter and break and pop onto the ground as this howling wind, you see this wind start tunneling and forming a tornado faster and faster, knocking over chairs and tables in the middle of this end until suddenly it erupts and shoots back out the window once again, leaving the inn utterly destroyed.
A redecorating wraith.
So much better
That's a
than
thing,
that.
right? That's
No,
a thing.
That's not a thing at all.
Is it a thing?
You're right, Zuri.
It could be a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know what it was?
I'm not sure.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. As the innkeeper begins to pick up the various mugs of ale that have been knocked over.
Has that happened before?
Brockney, get in here. There's glass on the floor again. As you see the young boy come back out with the broom and pan and starts to sweep up the glass from behind the bar counter. You asking if this happens?
Yes.
Yes. If I tell you that, are you going to leave?
You want us to leave?
No, I don't want you to leave.
What you want is to hire my friend here to take care of your problem and save you a lot on your glazing bills.
He's a really good at solving problems like this.
Monster problems.
Yes.
Is this a monster?
Those
problem?
eyes. Yes, and pardon me for overhearing, but you said Blaviken. Are you Geralt of Rivia, the butcher of Blaviken, also the White Wolf?
No butcher.
Well,
There are other sobriquets that he's earned.
It's quite accurate.
The White Wolf's cool, though. The White Wolf took us a while to come up with.
I don't know. Butcher of Blaviken is pretty awesome.
That's not accurate at all.
Not if
I
you're
was
from
there. Kind of
Blaviken.
was.
You know, no one told me any of those names when they told me to find you.
Because part of them aren't true. But yes, my name is, of course, Geralt.
You're a witcher.
Yes.
Yes.
We can help, right? We can help.
What are you offering?
Marguerite, perhaps. Offering, yes. Butchers. Sorry. Witches need payment. Sorry. Yes. Let me see. As you see him duck down behind the counter, he pulls up a tiny wooden bowl that has a few coppers and gold and silver pieces in it. I'm afraid that this is all I have. As I said, the Seostrain has not seen many visitors in the past few months, and I believe it is because of whatever that ghastly thing is. Yes. It's scaring people off the roads. It's keeping people away from here.
We can't take their money. They don't.
Sure, this inn has not seen many visitors lately, but you perhaps have seen something. Perhaps in a box? Could you tell us more?
Oh,
What was she doing?
oh, you mean? I've seen whatever that is, I think.
Why did you get that box?
Well, the box was...
Who gave it to you?
How do you know I have a box?
No questions.
It's a good guess. A lot of people have boxes.
Well,
Common thing. Yeah.
I have my wife's things in this beautiful, ornate lacquer box that I keep my deceased wife's things in for...
I guess I should be straightforward with everybody. I looked into his mind. I saw him opening a small box and a screaming, torrential, painful wind just coming out.
I'm
Is it a
Yennifer.
ghost?
I'm gonna need you to roll me your your social etiquette.
It's horrible.
You just told someone that you just reached into his mind without him knowing.
I was trying to wait for him to leave, but I think we're beyond that now. Everything's destroyed. There's no time to lose.
Roll me 1d10 plus your social etiquette. The
There's a
difficulty
2
of,
plus. What social etiquette is?
I believe it's in your skills.
Here we
We're gonna
go.
have to fight him now.
Oh man,
No.
that would be a -6.
Oh.
No.
What?
A -6.
No.
What?
It's just a dash. That's not a minus.
So it's not a minus. No.
My God, it is a 10.
All right. It is not a
Terrible
negative.
at everything.
I mean,
all of her skills are negative.
she's good in some ways. She's horrible in others. Okay, so it's 8. Okay. So
With a 10. With a 10.
with a so it's 8 plus 2 is 10. So
Wonderful. Unfortunately, a 10 is a mixed success in this case, as This innkeeper just stares at you. You come. I know I'm hurting for business, but you come into my inn, you don't even ask my name, and then you reach into my mind before knowing my name. Yes, I've seen the horrors of what exists out there, but you have... Look, I've distrusted mages for a while, but miss, whoever you are, you have just sealed that book for me.
Sir,
My friend is only trying to help, and her urgency is perhaps exceeded by her
It
tact.
often takes men long lengths of time to tell the truth.
You're not helping. You're really not helping. We want to help you, and we're very well equipped to
He's
to
going
help
to sing
you.
a song for us.
Oh, you're going to... You know what? I demand a song now. If you're a bard...
Oh, God.
Oh.
You have a lovely place. The ale is rather gritty. But look at my friend. Yennifer is her name. Isn't she pretty?
Jaskier, roll me 1d10 plus your performance.
yes.
All right, that's a 1.
Oh, buddy.
Do these explode down in the system?
No.
Not this one?
They do,
Okay.
but we're only exploding up.
Okay, great.
So you're going to add your performance.
Well, that's actually something I'm good at. I have a 10 in performance, so that's a total of 11. Not my best work, but...
Wonderful.
No, not
He
your best.
rolled an 8. So yes, your song, as impromptu and rough for you as it may feel, it does take some weight off of this innkeeper, and you see a slight smile start to kind of curl at his lips.
I mean, we can clearly help you.
I do apologize. I should have asked first.
We can't take his money.
Innkeeper, how about this? We don't want your money.
No.
We don't need his money.
Fine. Yes, we'll do this out of the goodness of our hearts.
What?
And a sense of community.
You can use that money to help fix up what's been destroyed here. Just tell us.
Be smart.
I've never known a witcher to be kind, but thank you.
Sure.
Free food and room, though, right?
Yes.
Yes, the least I can do is give you a free room and board.
Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Appreciate it.
You could rename the inn after him as well.
That's enough. Yes.
My
No,
wife
that's no need
named
for
the inn, so...
Oh, well, no,
we're
let's leave it
going-
as is.
I might-
Perfect.
we're gonna
Yes,
keep
yes.
that.
Sorry.
What?
Good idea.
What is it that plagues this place?
Is it a ghost?
I believe it is some kind of spirit or specter. Something that has a ghastly appearance with these tattered rags. The scream. It sounds like that of someone dying, someone in pain. I thought I saw its face, and
Is there any way I can go into my Witcher senses to just scan the area of the room to see any remnants, to figure out what exactly specifically it is?
yes, I will say, Geralt, roll me your, let's see, I'm going to say roll me your monster lore. That is a skill you have as a witcher, so roll me 1d10 plus your monster lore ability.
I don't see it on here. Unless I'm overseeing it.
No, it should be to the right.
No.
And if you don't have it, I'm going to give it to you.
Okay.
Your monster ability is a +8 modifier.
Okay.
So this is your history with monsters, your dealings with monsters, and your context clues on how to figure out what exactly is here.
Is it D10 plus whatever?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't know too much, so it's going to
13.
be a difficulty of 20.
Okay.
Would you like to use... There are 19 rerolls. Would you like to use a reroll?
Sure.
Thank you all for the rerolls.
I'll use one.
Thank you so
Wonderful.
much.
Is it a ghost? Is it a banshee? Is it a spectre?
So-
Is it a ghast?
A wraith.
14. So
Yours is what, an 8, 9?
yeah. So that's 14.
I mean,
total.
You have got
Could be any
one
of those.
more reroll
Yes,
you could use
apologies. I meant a difficulty of 20 for you, since that'll be the total of a d10 plus 8.
Right. I'll use one more reroll.
wonderful.
It's gonna be hard.
You've got this.
That's still the same.
It's the same roll.
It's 14.
All
This is only the
good.
beginning of our investigation. There are other avenues we can pursue.
Unfortunately, Geralt, there's too much vague information here. It could just be a normal ghost. You're thinking all of a sudden your Witcher brain starts to go off. It could be a vampire. It could be a drowner. It could be a water hag. It's all these. You're thinking more on specters, but suddenly, just deciphering what this old man has said, there's too much going on.
I'd like to approach the old man and say, Sir, I know you've lost very much, and I have as well, and I'm very sorry, and this is a difficult question, but how did you lose your wife?
Siri, roll me 1d10 plus your social etiquette.
I went for it because I knew I had good social etiquette.
The difficulty of
Oh no.
14.
You got reroll though.
Okay, wait, let me find my social etiquette. I'm going to reroll because I am so close. I rolled a 1. Literally, all I had to do was roll 3, then a higher than a 3. Okay, that is a 19.
Siri,
Actually, it's a 20. Just kidding.
wonderful. Siri, as you talk to this gentleman, you see him put the pitcher of water down as he makes his way around the bar and sits at a chair and invites you to come sit in the other one.
I'll take a seat next to him.
Yes, it was a long time ago. You see,
Looks so far, far away.
we lost her to the plague. Right as Brockney, my youngest, right after he turned 5, she named this place. This was her pride and joy, and so I have made it my mission, and my one aim in life is to keep this inn alive, and this is all I have.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you. It hit our family quite hard, and now with my eldest gone, it's just Brockney and I here, and if this can't go on,
Did you lose your eldest son as well?
You see the man's face go into his hands as he slowly starts to weep on this table. You see the tears coming through his fingers as they drip down onto the wooden table.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Sorry. Edril, you have guests. This is what she would have wanted. We have guests. Yes, apologies. I did lose my eldest is gone. He ran away. As you see Edril stand up and head into the kitchen.
Well, that was weird. Do you think it's his wife that's doing the...
Is the little
It's a
boy
good
still here?
Possible.
Yeah, you do see the younger man is still. You see him kind of pop up from behind the bar. Now he seems to be wiping down the counter. He puts down the cloth and he goes over to where the knocked over chairs are, towards the other end of the inn, and starts to reassemble tables and chairs and sets them up once again for potential visitors.
Well done, Siri. I think we should perhaps talk to him.
To his son? Sure, let's just bring up everyone's trauma.
Yes.
Let the healing begin.
Would you like to take the lead on this one?
Yes. I will try to approach this with a little bit more.
No, this is a
diplomacy.
I'm like, maybe I think that like the princess is good for something.
Well,
you know?
I think
feel
Marilka
comfortable
should
doing that?
approach. Marilka should approach.
so
They're similar age, and
I'm going to be honest, I haven't found her social etiquette to be particularly pleasing myself.
It's not something I
Well,
find very
you're a noble
important, no.
woman.
But hey, no, I'll do it. Go for it. Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Marilka, you see this scrawny young man with the mopped brown hair, readjusting a chair. As he sees you coming closer, he looks up at you.
Hey.
Hi, can I get you anything?
I just, how old are you?
Me, I'm 20.
Oh. You look really young for 20, you sure?
Yes, I am a man, as he slams down the chair and starts to put more chairs back in an angrily fashion. You feel almost, you start to see the bottom of these chairs splinter as he puts down these chairs. Wow. How can I help you? Can I get you anything? How can I help you?
Yeah, I'll take some more ale.
Marilka. All right. As you see him storm to the bar, he pulls down a mug, pours some ale, and brings it back to you.
I'll just follow him.
You follow him. Wonderful. The four of you are just watching this exchange.
Well, I've been going actually finding wounded soldiers, as we call them, and consolidating them into a complete ale. And I see that Marilka's accomplished this, and I kind of look at my sad dregs, and I'm despondent.
What's your name again? Brockus?
Brockney.
Brockney. That's cool. That's a cool name, actually. I'm Marilka. It means milk.
See him laugh slightly under his breath.
It's a dumb name, right? Your name is better than mine. It's much better than mine.
I wouldn't say that.
So that was crazy with the whole, like, ghost thing, right? Does that happen a lot?
He's convinced it's a ghost. It's something. I don't know what it is. Some kind of specter. At first, we just thought it was the wind. This wind that would come and howl and beat the windows. And now it's apparently some kind of ghost that's haunting here. So good for business. As you see his knuckles start to turn almost white around the pitcher. As he kind of puts it down. He breathes for a second. Apologies for my temper. Here you are, Milk Girl.
Thanks. Apologies for my rudeness. It's kind of what I do. But no, like, if you need to be angry, I'd be pretty mad too, It's kind of a terrible situation you find yourself in. But if anybody can help, it's that guy back there. Do you, know anything that maybe could help him track down what this creepy, ghosty, windy thing is?
Marilka, roll me your social etiquette.
I don't have it, man.
Then you're going to roll me a d10 plus your intelligence modifier. I'll say difficulty is a 10.
Come on, baby. Hey! Plus my intelligence modifier? Mm-hmm. That's a 14.
Wonderful. With a 14, you see Brockney take another breath. It's some kind of woman. It's the screams of a woman. From what my father told me, it's the face of a woman. Jaw unhinged, tongue out. Something nasty and horrible from the bowels of hell that is plaguing our inn. And we don't know why. Someone has cursed us, I'm sure.
I don't know if you were around for when that very pretty lady, according to Jaskier, was maybe a little rude to your dad about a box.
I heard it.
If I may interject, I know it's a raw subject, but when your mother passed, is that about the time that this creature has started plaguing the area?
It's been 15 years since she died. And it was peaceful for so long, and no, this thing, whatever this is, it's recent, it's current. I think someone's trying to buy out whatever this is. I think someone's trying to get our in. They know that it's prime real estate and it's a good place, and that my family's been here for so long, so they're trying to do something to come and get us. That's what I think. There's nobody on the roads. This is some kind of evil spell from a mage, or some kind of curse upon my family, or something like that.
Player question, has he come back into the room that we were sitting in?
No, he
Is still back.
Edril, the innkeeper, is still. You can now hear the clamor of pots
the
and
young
pans.
boy.
Oh, that's who you're talking to
Yes,
right now.
well, I wasn't sure if they were in the same room as us for this conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They're kind of
Okay.
off to the
Main bar.
side. I feel like Geralt and Cirilla are kind of more towards the window now. Geralt, as you're investigating where the window blew open, looking for signs of what your Witcher senses could deduct this monster to be.
I want to go to where that innkeep went to.
Oh, in the kitchen?
They're not talking to the innkeep. The innkeep
No, they're talking to Brogny,
Brotney.
his son.
Okay, I want to go to the innkeep to ask him a question.
All right,
I'll be right back, Siri.
I'm coming with you.
Fine.
I don't want to be left with those people.
Geralt and Ciri,
I
the
don't
two of
blame
you begin to make your way back towards the kitchen. Marilka, suddenly, as you sit here talking with this frustrated, sad, angry young man, we're taken back to a flashback. Oh, gosh. A moment from your life, Marilka. A moment when a boy you loved first professed his love to you, and you didn't feel the same. Marilka, you remember yourself standing outside of Stregobor's tower as this boy hands you 3 yellow buttercups. Marilka, daughter of the ATTN, I do love you. Please accept me and love me in return. Why did you make a pained face?
Okay. Listen. Oh, this is gonna be bad. What's your name again?
What's my name?
Yeah.
My name is Aiden.
Yeah,
Marilka, my house has been next to yours.
right.
I've worked for your father. My father's worked for your father. My mother helped clean your house.
Right. Okay. Listen, Aiden. Those are very pretty flowers. And you seem nice.
But no.
I'm not planning to stick around forever, you know. Like, I'd like to not be in Blaviken the rest of my life, where the most exciting thing is the market, you know.
So, you're just going to leave then? Somebody else, isn't there? It's somebody else. I'll kill him. I'll kill him for you. I'll fight him. I'll fight him for your honor. That's what men do. As you see him throw the buttercups onto the ground and like pull out a dagger.
I'll be honest. If I needed to fight anyone, do it myself. You know? That maybe there is someone, but it's a stranger and they're miles and miles and leagues away from here. I need new things, new people. Anything else but this place. And it wouldn't be fair to you to deceive you and string you along. So you find yourself a nice girl who wants to live in Blaviken.
You see the young boy put the dagger away, pick the buttercups off the ground, look at you, and just walk away. As you stand there watching this young boy leave, you feel a hand on your shoulder as you look up and see Standing behind you is Stregobor.
Yes. You'll come to keep at it, Marilka. Keep breaking the hearts of men. There's no such thing as love in this land.
As Stregobor turns back into his tower, and you remember standing there hearing those words, pondering. As we cut back to the present.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I get it. You come here, you want to rest. There's something going on. And I apologize for my anger. I have an anger problem. Apologies.
It's okay. Maybe there's just like a way to channel, that anger into something. Maybe you can help solve whatever this problem is, and then you won't be so angry anymore. Or you could leave. You like it here, right? When there's not, ghost or whatever.
This is to be mine someday. Now that my older brother is gone. He left.
Is that why you're mad?
I'm mad because of a lot of things. As you see him turn and head back into the kitchen, Geralt and Ciri, you slowly open the kitchen door and see Edril pulling out a pan of baked apples from a stove.
Edril.
Geralt, yes. I'm sorry. Yes, I can bring out the food to you. I'm sorry it's taking a while.
No.
Just the
No worries.
the winds and the spirits and...
Just curious.
It's okay.
This entity of sorts, has it appeared anywhere else besides here?
No. Seems to just habit on these crossroads. Anyone who comes towards these crossroads dares not to anymore.
Which is why you don't get much customers, I assume.
Exactly.
I would like to know. Obviously, we are not supposed to know about the box, and I'm very sorry that his friend did that. We are not my friend. Did this start happening around the time that you opened that box?
I always open that box every day. I keep my wife's jewelry in it, but
And then what, you just try it on?
I
or-
did notice that something was missing from there recently.
So let me get this straight.
Yes.
You open this box often.
Well, it's just like a jewelry box. It's full of my dead wife's keepsakes.
Whatever.
I remember her by looking at her things.
Sure.
Something was missing.
Something is missing.
What is it?
Now that you mention it, yes.
What was missing?
Her wedding ring. The ring I gave her. That is missing.
When was the last time you saw it?
Saw it. When Errol was still here.
Oh, don't. That's what I thought.
My eldest.
Do you think he took it?
You mean took it and ran away, possibly to sell it? He left me.
Yes, I'm
He
sorry.
left us here. He was my eldest. He was a better man than his brother is.
Oh.
He's smart. He's brave. He's kind. He doesn't have his temper. You know where Brockney gets his temper? Me.
I feel like maybe we should just... Because Brockney, I just don't want him to hit... Never mind. Sorry.
Siri, roll me 1d10 plus your social etiquette. See if you can try and calm Edril down.
Okay, never mind. It's a 10.
Yeah, that was good.
It's a 10. I saw it
say-
and I was like, oh my god, I watched that 0 pop up.
With a difficulty of 10, I will say,
All
since
right.
he've already...
Yeah, it's a 21.
Wonderful. You see Edril start to breathe out as well, and you notice the same deep breathing techniques as Brockney has also exhibited. Sorry. Yes. Well. 2 months ago, my son left. It's probably around the time I noticed my wife's wedding ring gone.
And the time that this
I would say yes,
started.
shortly after. That's when the winds began to pick up. It was slow at first, just winds rapping on the windows, howling in the distance at night. And then they got more powerful and more powerful until these winds, whatever is controlling them, is...
Where's your son now?
Which one? My son who's here?
The other one.
Geralt.
Yes.
Probably in some capital city in Temeria. Or somewhere in the north. Thinking he can do better than this. I kept us here, yes. It was hard, yes, but my wife built this place. This was her dream. I hand-carved those birds and that river over the mantle place when we built it together. I refused to leave, and if that did not satisfy my son, then fine, he can leave. But he couldn't even say it to my face. And that's what makes me the most upset. My son couldn't tell me that he was leaving. He just left, and he stole. And I thought he was the honest one, so... I hurt every day, Geralt. There are some days I hope that he comes back. That I see my son come through those doors again, and that he changed his mind and he returned. But there's also a part of me that hopes he's dead somewhere. And punished for leaving his family.
Well,
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Yes.
Your apples are ready. As he starts to plate the apples and takes them out of the kitchen.
Never heard someone so angry about apples.
Thank you,
It's
everyone, for tipping for our first monster.
Oh,
I will
boy.
now roll a d10 to see what monster we land on.
Apple monster.
Apples.
This will be fun.
Never what you want to hear.
Geralt and Ciri,
That's us.
you head back into the main room of the inn. You see that Marilka, Yennifer, and Jaskier are still... Right as you enter, you see Brockney stand up and kind of come assist his father as they prepare your meal.
Thank you.
Hey, guys.
Hey. Did you find out anything from Brockney?
Yes. The wind is in the figure of a woman with, like, jaws, like, gaping really wide.
I knew it was the mother.
What?
You
It's
drew
got
it from her mother.
No.
You assume that's the mother.
It's gotta be.
Did you
Is the
learn of
box
any
and the ring
details?
and the boy? Yes.
The ring.
What ring?
Poss-
What are the
Possibility.
details of inside this box he's obsessed over?
Apparently, the ring was something that she owned that was
wedding.
possibly stolen by this oldest son.
Oh, yeah, Brockney did say that the son just, like, ran away
And
and
after he left is when this started.
Mm.
Did you find out where they buried the mother?
No, did not.
We've been asking her a bunch
Can
of
you
questions
perhaps
already.
track this son, Geralt?
Of
You're
course.
a master at tracking.
I can try and do so.
now.
Yes, right.
As the
Yes,
five of you
Marok.
stand around, Geralt, with your Witcher ears, you suddenly hear the crying whinnies of Roach.
Fuck.
You hear Roach whinny furiously as you start to hear hooves beat against the ground as if Roach is trying to break from the horse stall that you have put him in.
So I've got another theory about.
Watch Siri. I'll be right back.
No, I'm supposed to be helping.
I
can
don't
help.
want you to get in danger.
I'm going to fight, and I'm going to fight.
Jaskier. Watch Siri. Us three can go out there.
A giant
Are you kidding me?
You're not
Wait a
properly
minute. Just
trained
wait a
yet.
minute. Just wait a minute.
Geralt, Yennefer, and Marilka, you suddenly head out of the inn and near the horse stables where just 20 feet across from it is where the riverbanks start to rest. You, Geralt, suddenly see drowners. 2 drowners climbing up out of the river's waters. You see that their blue skin and jagged fish-like teeth are open and snarling, and their webbed hands start reaching out towards Roach as they try to make their way towards the horse stall.
May I shoot a like a sign? I forgot what it's called. I think it's Yidrin. I may be wrong about this, but it's basically a sign of force, like to push the drown away.
Yes. Yes, Arid shoots a wave of telekinetic force. So to do that, Geralt, first, you're going to need to roll for me 1d10 plus your will.
So 9, 17.
The 17, you are successful. So, you can choose, how much vigor do you have, Geralt?
4.
4. So you can choose to make this a very strong spell, or you can choose to make this a weak spell. Essentially, your vigor points are how much you can spend on the spell. You can spend over, but as we know in the Witcher world, magic is chaos, and chaos has a cost. So you will take a cost to your health if you want to make it an especially powerful Witcher sign.
Would just pushing them away enough to where I can reach them be a powerful spell, or it'll just be like a bit of a shove as like a distraction until I get there?
I will say to give them a good enough shove for it to hit both, you can use 4 vigor points. You'll have to use all your vigor.
I'll use 4.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So now, roll me 4d6.
I'll combine all of them?
Yes.
Okay, or 9, 10.
With a 10, I will say yes, Geralt, as you start to focus and you summon and bring forth the sign of Erd, you push. You feel the magic flowing through you as you push these drowners back away from the stables, back away from Roach, as you see their webbed-like claws starting to dig into the dirt, trying to stop whatever this force is that you're controlling upon them, as you give them a good enough push to push them back towards the shore of the water, away from Roach.
Right. Roach. I don't know how to whistle. I whistled to pull him back.
Geralt, you whistle so well,
Yeah.
and you see Roach kind of kick his feet and break open the stall and starts to head out kind of on the other towards the other side of the inn.
Right.
You are now facing Yennefer, Marilka, and Geralt, 2 drowners. Will everyone please roll initiative for me? That is 1d10 plus your reflex.
You first.
I'm rolling initiative too? Or?
Yes.
Okay. 20.
12.
13.
So we'll go Geralt, Drowner, Yennefer, Marilka, and the final Drowner.
All right. You see Geralt take out his silver sword
Wonderful.
and run up to the closest drowner and try to cleave off his arms.
Wonderful. Roll me 1d10 plus your swordsmanship ability.
13.
A 13. That is a hit.
Okay.
Wonderful. Now, your silver sword has a special damage with monsters.
Yes.
Please read that out loud.
3d6 to monsters.
Yes. So roll me 3d6 as your silver sword cleaves into this drowner.
It is 10.
With a 10, yes. You cleaved. Are you aiming towards a specific place on this drowner?
Yes, his arms to disconnect them, basically.
That's a good choice. Geralt, as you bring down your silver sword, you see that as the evening light kind of shimmers off of it, you see it cleave down immediately, and you like slice off one of this drowner's right arm, clear off, and you see it writhe and wriggle on the ground for a second as this red monster blood starts to squirt out of the monster's arm as it screeches in pain and starts to charge towards you. Now, the drowner is going to attack. All right, that is fantastic. So, Geralt, the drowner comes at you with its one good arm and its mouth agape, trying to bite you. Would you like to dodge out of the way? Or combat it once again?
I want to combat it.
Great. Roll me 1d10 plus your weapons, and you must beat a 14.
Weapons?
Oh, your swordsmanship.
Okay.
Apologies.
14.
You are at a contest of strength. As you, Geralt, you bring down your sword at the right time where this drowner's hand comes down, and you feel that this mighty, ferocious force of this drowner, now incredibly enraged by the fact that you took off one of its arms, you feel the drowner catch the hilt of your sword as you two are at a test of strength against each other. Yennifer, you see that this drowner and Geralt are now in contest with one another as you see another drowner lurking around, trying to decide if it's going to come towards you and Marilka or if it's going to gang up on Geralt as well.
I want to just send a steady stream of fire at it.
Wonderful. Roll me 1d10 plus your will.
So that's 18.
Your willpower?
Oh, it's 10, but with an 8.
Oh, wow, an 8. Yes, you do it. You do it real good. So fantastic. You want to send a bolt of fire.
Yeah, just like...
Wonderful. I'm going to say you shoot out iron, which is a huge, just like flaming, just bolt of magical flames that will come shooting out it. So it will cost you 5 stamina. How many vigor points would you like to put into this spell from a scale of 1 to 7? Granted, you only have, how many vigor points do you have?
I have 8 now.
You can only have 8. You can push yourself if you want to make it really powerful.
If I remember, I think they are weak to fire, so I kind of want to just put 2.
2 into it?
Just 2.
All right, so please remove 2 from your vigor and roll me 2d6.
All right.
I'm gonna be so mad at you.
That is a 7.
Is a 7. Wonderful. So yes, you shoot this bolt of fire as you see this fire wheel almost come spinning out of your hands, and it encases this drowner's face, and you start to see the drowner's face catch on fire as its eyeballs start to just singe and turn black as it's shaking its head trying to get this fire off of itself. Marilka, what would you like to do?
I would like to shoot the burning drowner in the face.
Wonderful. Roll me 1d10 plus your archery skill.
A 17.
A 17 hits. Now roll me the damage for your bow.
3d6 plus 3. Oh, very low. 5 plus 3, 8.
With an 8, yes, you shoot a mighty arrow from your short bow right into. Are you aiming where the flames have hit, or another part on the drowner's body?
I'll do right where the flames have hit. It's a nice target. Just
Wonderful. As you shoot this arrow, you pierce this drowner right in his right eye. You have an affinity for right eyes, it assumes, when aiming at the face. As this drowner is now sent kind of recoiled back, stumbling as it falls on its behind, slowly trying to scramble to its feet once again. We cut inside to the inn, where Jaskier and Ciri hear a fight going on outside.
I don't want to hear another song. I want to fight.
No. Well, I want you to fight as well. He wasn't very specific in his instructions, and he just said to watch you. And I think I should like to watch the lion cub of Sintra defeat her first monster.
Really?
Yeah, let's go. This is the best part. We don't want to miss it.
All right, sure. All right, I'd like to go outside and sneakily try to join the fight.
Yeah.
Siri, roll me 1d10 plus your stealth.
I'm going to. So.
Oh, wonderful. Roll me 1d10 plus your stealth.
Yeah.
And if you don't have stealth, you
do.
will roll your dexterity.
A 19.
19?
14 for me.
Wonderful. I will say yes, it was a 13 that you had
It
to
was
pass.
a 15. I'm sorry, it was a 15. I misread that.
All
My bad.
good. You had to pass a
Don't
13.
want to tell lies.
Jaskier and Siri, you two successfully sneak out of the inn and start to make your way towards this battle. Siri, you see that now Geralt is at a contest of strength with this drowner that he's facing. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I would like to use my secret power.
Wonderful.
I would like to give 2 vigor for it.
Taking notes furiously.
And by doing so, I sneak up behind him and in a moment of panic, because I didn't really prepare for this at all, I just scream.
Fantastic. Roll me 1d10 plus your will to see how successful this will be.
Okay. That is a 13.
With a 13, yes, that passes. With a 13, roll me 2d6, I believe. Yes.
Right.
What is the
It actually doesn't say.
your ability? Apologies. Since you're using, well, that's because you're using a vigor points of 2. You're spending 2 vigor points. Then you will roll 2d6.
Lovely. All right. That is 6, 7, and is there a modifier on it?
Nope, it is just
8.
2d6.
All right.
With
an 8.
an 8. You were just aiming. Were you aiming towards?
With the scream, there is no such aim. I panicked and I shouted in an
Wonderful.
attempt to help.
Cone of yell.
Cone of yell. Geralt, as you are in a contest with this drowner, for a second you think you see Ciri on the battlefield, but clearly, no, Jaskier would be taking good care of her and keeping her inside. When suddenly you see that you hear Ciri, you hear this terrifying, magical screech that sends you flying, and this drowner flying. And it's almost, as Ciri yells, and you're flying back, you almost feel like you're flying in slow motion, as if time itself is being manipulated around you. And suddenly time is sped up, and you and this drowner are slammed against these rocks for 10 points of damage. Geralt, you feel your back crunch against these rocks. As the drowner beside you, you see that he has just been snapped in half at his waist, and the top half of the drowner lays cresting over the top of the rock, while his legs sit on the ground.
So I see them now, Ciri and
Yes,
Jaskier.
you now see Ciri standing slightly close to where you once were.
You see Geralt get up and sheath his silver sword, and
Jaskier said I could help.
I think that went swimmingly.
could have been killed.
Get the other one! Get the other one!
Oh, it's another one? I didn't know there was another one. The music stopped, so I didn't know.
The other drowner,
Could have a reunion later.
the other drowner stands up and finds its fixation now on Jaskier and starts to charge towards Jaskier. Yes.
Oh no.
Is there a way to use one of my signs to like keep it still, to like freeze it? I don't know which one sign it was, but
I believe one of your signs does create a magical barrier. Let us see. I will say yes. Let me double check here in the Cool Witcher rules. Yes, would you like to stun?
Yes.
And kind of keep it in its place?
Right.
Yes, so you will be using Axii, which is the water sign for the Witcher. How many vigor points do you have left, Geralt?
none actually.
Wonderful. You can use this sign if you want, but every point past your vigor will cost you 5 health points as well. Magic comes at a cost, Geralt.
I'll do it.
Jaskier, could you pass me a pencil?
How many points of vigor would you like to push yourself past?
Every point is 5, or
Every point is 5 health
I'll do
points.
2.
Fantastic. So for 2, first you need to roll me 1d10 plus your will to see if you're even able to cast this.
Is that a 10?
That is a 10.
Yeah, 18.
That is exploding, so please roll another 10 on top of that.
Oh, wow.
That is at a 5.
Wonderful. So you said 18 plus 5?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that is 23.
Mm-hmm.
That is very successful.
Mm.
So then roll me 2d6 since you're pushing yourself past your vigor at 2 points. Roll me 2d6.
8.
With an 8, Geralt, you feel you are not doing very well. You feel this huge, incredible bad pain in your back. You definitely feel that one of your vertebrae has been slipped by crushing into those rocks. And you feel that you are past your magical capabilities, yet you will push through
Yeah.
to save your friend. As you push yourself, you start to feel blood come from your nose as you feel this headache start to set on while your hand outstretches and you channel Axie. And you're able to pause and confuse and stun this drowner for a moment. You see this drowner grab its burning arrowed head as it rocks back and forth, unsure of where Jaskier is, unsure of where Yennifer is, unsure of where anything around it is as it is stunned. And you feel yourself drop to your knees as you take 10 more hit points.
One of y'all do something to get rid of that drowner.
Geralt, don't push yourself like that.
Ah, what's happening?
The next person in the order, yes, is Yennifer.
Why am I so attractive? I run back inside.
What have you done? How much does it take to summon a portal?
Oh, a portal.
A small, drowner-sized one.
A wee baby portal.
A small, little...
Like the smallest, something to just get it out of here.
A wee portal.
I will say it will cost you 4.
4 vigor?
4 vigor.
I think I'll just shoot more fire at it.
Wonderful. So
So
that's
the other hand this time.
fantastic. How many points would you like to give towards that?
1.
1. So first roll me 1d10 plus your will to see if you're able to cast the spell.
Nice.
That's a 10 plus, I believe. My will was 8, right? Yeah, no, it's 10. 20.
20 hits. Wonderful. Oh, and yes, please,
Excellent.
spellcasters, do tell me when you hit a 1 while rolling a spell.
Oh boy.
I
Just a
have not
heads
yet.
up.
Well, now I don't want to.
Future notice, yes. So with a 20, yes. So now roll me, you said you wanted to use 1 vigor point.
Just 1 vigor point of some little bit of fire to
a little
finish
bit
the
of
job.
fire. Roll me 1d6 then.
That is a 5.
With a 5, you see from your other hand a slightly less powerful, almost wave of flame shoots out. Are you still aiming towards the top head of this drowner?
Its
or
face.
Its face. Once again, aiming at its face. As you see these flames enwrap this confused drowner who's in a daze, as you start to see the flesh from its face melt off as this red monster blood coats down its neck, down its body, as its skull slowly appears past the flames that you are shooting out, Yennifer. The drowner stumbles to its knees and simply collapses on the ground. And you just see the charred facial, muscular, and skeletal remains of the drowner's face slowly smoking in the riverbank.
Spray some more perfume.
Wow.
Are we done here?
He doesn't look good.
Geralt, are you okay?
Told you, Ciri, not to be out here.
But I did help.
Yes, you're why? Why did you bring her out here like that?
I thought Jaskier went back and
I had to go back.
Where's Jaskier?
I
Okay, back out the door.
I had to go back and get my poignard.
I'm gonna walk back to the inn or the I'm gonna walk back to where
I'll walk
Jaskier
back
went.
with him. Geralt, why did you entrust Ciri with that fool?
Well, I didn't know it was out there, so make sure.
You always have to assume the worst.
Can you teach me how to do that?
I don't even know how to do it.
Probably not. Probably
That
not.
was impressive. How did you do that?
I don't know entirely.
It was like
I think
Pavetta.
he's supposed to be the one to figure
Oh, you're
it
here
out.
now.
Yes.
Jaskier is right next to you.
I want to punch Jaskier in the balls.
I deserve that. I deserve that.
I told you to watch her,
And I did. I watched her.
and you sent her out to danger.
You didn't say anything about that. And if
Why
she's
would you
anything
send a
like her grandmother, then
You send a
I was
child
worried
out to
about you,
danger.
all right? I was worried about you.
And you send a child.
She's more than a child, and you know it.
He's had a bit too much ale.
Well, not more than usual, but yes, you're probably right.
Enough to act just foolish ways.
It's courage. It's courage. It's liquid courage.
I don't think it was foolish. I could handle myself.
And she did.
Jaskier, as you stand there next to Geralt, and Geralt, you stand there next to Jaskier. Jaskier, you feel that you owe Geralt a debt of some kind. A debt perhaps to be paid off in the future of some kind. As the law of surprise, you feel indebted to Geralt. And Geralt, perhaps you are asking of the debt of Jaskier. And so this is, how many times can you count that you've saved his life? Enough is enough. Something besides friendship and bardic songs and a nice new title is owed to you.
Next time I give you an order like that to watch Ciri or anybody in danger, do it. You don't send a child to danger. Ever.
Are you guys gonna get married?
Of course, my friend, I'll always heed your word, but I think you're underestimating her capabilities.
She's not trained yet.
She really hurt you.
Well, when does
I
that
know.
training start?
When we get to Vesemir.
I mean, you could get a head start maybe on the training, and there could be more danger on the way there.
Well, let me rest first and I'll think about it.
I came a long way to learn how to use whatever it is I can do. I think that's what my mother would have wanted.
Jaskier, so from now, anytime Geralt tells you to keep someone at bay, or for the next time Geralt tells you not to let someone out of your sight, you cannot let them out of your sight. That is your debt. Geralt.
No squirmy legalese for me. I'm on the straight and narrow from now on.
Well, technically, I was in his sight. He's just watching me.
Ciri, Geralt, and Jaskier, as you start to make your way back towards the end, Yennefer behind, Marilka, there is something that catches your eye on the banks of the river. You not only see what looks to be something gold and shiny, washed into the sand. This glimmer catches your eye for a moment.
I hang back and I'm gonna go and very carefully
You pull it out of the wet sand, and as you brush it off, you see that it is a beautiful golden bracelet that has an etching of leaves onto it. And as you keep looking at this bracelet and looking down, there is another piece of gold that catches your eye. And as you bend down to pick it up, it is a gold wedding band.
What do you got there?
a ring. I have a ring and only a ring is what I have.
What kind of ring? Is it like a decorative wedding?
It's gold. Yeah, it's probably a wedding ring. Is there any engravings or anything on it? Or just
Just a simple, elegant golden band.
looks like a wedding band. We're looking for one of those, aren't we?
Is this the missing wedding ring?
I
Possibly,
think
we
would
should ask.
probably have
Who
to
was missing a
ask.
wedding ring?
The innkeeper.
Edril.
Edril.
Didn't we think that the sun went off with it? I'm gonna
Maybe.
kind of look down around me to see if there's another body. Do you think he's in the river?
Could we track him?
Why would he be in the river?
Like dead, you know?
May I use my tracking skills to see if there's been any disturbances as of somebody dying, like a body of some sort?
Maybe the drowner's got him, you know?
Geralt, roll me 1d10 plus, I will say, your awareness. With a difficulty of 12.
14.
Geralt, as you focus your Witcher senses in on this ring and this riverbed, your eyes start to detect some kind of faint relation between the two. It feels very faint, very far away, but there is something that connects this ring and this bracelet to this river.
Of getting the bracelets from innkeeper, or no?
You don't know who the bracelet is from. There is a bracelet. You know, you can
What if there's a
deduce.
bracelet?
Yeah.
You can deduce that. You can deduce that the gold ring perhaps may be the ring that the innkeeper has spoken of, but this bracelet, he never mentioned a bracelet.
Right.
Neither did I.
I could just pocket it.
Oh,
Look at the ring!
apologies.
Only
Wait,
ring,
what?
just a ring! That's it! That's all I
Apologies. Oh, it's just a ring.
Okay.
found! I screwed up, I'm sorry, guys!
GM apologies.
Can I try to make a
Rogue apologies.
Can I try to make an awareness check to see if I perhaps noticed this light-fingered behavior?
Oops.
I will say yes, Jaskier. You
Takes
can
one
roll
to
me 1d10 plus your. I'm gonna say your sleight of hand, because if you're a sleight of hand. Do you have it or no?
I don't have that.
Then I'll say stealth.
Okay, only an 8.
Only an 8. Unfortunately, you do not notice it.
Oh well, I wouldn't have snitched anyway.
You just at first you
Thanks,
look
bro.
at first you kind of you sense that something might be happening, but then you look up and you see, oh, the moon has come overhead and it's lovely tonight.
Well, then I'm sick with worry for my injured friend.
So just the
Just the ring.
Okay.
Just a ring.
All right. Well, I should ask this innkeeper if this ring has any relation to her lost loved one.
You're unpleasant with people. Should I do it?
I think that's a great idea.
Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
I need to sit down for a while
I
anyway.
want to
So
help soothe
You need a
your
nap.
wounds.
thank you. Yeah.
I'll help make some salves. I'm not going to use my magic on you. I'm still kind of pissed at you.
Marilka, could I take the ring for a moment? I don't want it personally. It's
We're gonna have to give it back anyway, so.
thank you.
Sure, princess, whatever.
It's Siri. I'm going to look around for the bar key for Edril.
So are all 5 of you making your way back into the inn?
Yeah, I was just gonna go
Yeah.
and sit down.
Yeah.
And then
Wonderful.
Let
As-
me bring you some apples.
As the 5 of you enter back in, you see that the inn has been put back mostly to where everything belonged. There's a table out of place here and there, and you see that there's bottles missing from being broken behind the bar, but for the most part, it feels once again homely, safe, comforting, and warm inside. Geralt, you take a nice seat close to the fire as you let the heat soothe the aching pain in your back. Ciri, you see that standing behind the bar is Edril.
Edril.
He stands there with 6 plates.
Oh, right, dinner.
I'm afraid it's cold.
That's our
Was
fault.
was that the thing you took care of out there? Was that it? Did you find it?
I'm sorry, but I don't believe so.
Oh, then it was something else horrible, trying to deter people and folk from coming to this inn.
Could I have a word with you?
Yes, of course.
Step away. One of our party found this ring outside. Would this by chance be your wife's ring?
You hold it out to him, and you see, as he looks at it, his eyes light up and these tears well in his eyes. Yes. Yes, this is her ring. You know why? You know I know. See right there.
Yeah.
There's a little cut into it. That's where she was making an apple tart one day and accidentally cut her finger with a knife and nicked the ring as well. This is my Audrey's ring. Where did you find it?
It was on the ground by the river.
On the river.
Is the
Brockney! You hear him call out. He pushes past you and heads out to the inn towards where the cottage is. Brockney, where are you?
I'm gonna follow him.
I've been looking for him for a good 10 minutes. I thought he could draw Geralt a bath, but he's nowhere to be found.
Where is he? Brockney! As Edril hubbles outside, you see Brockney coming from the cabin as he meets his father in front of the inn. You can't hear what they're saying, but you see the two of them are arguing something fierce. Edril holds up the ring, points to the river, and then you see him grab his younger son's shoulders and shake him. Brockney stands there.
Do we get involved here?
Pushes past his father's arms and storms back into the inn. Who found that? It was just sitting there on the river.
Yes, but to be fair, the ground was a little bit disturbed because there were two monsters that came out of the river, so maybe it was a little bit buried or something.
It was just the ring. Was there any body?
No, I looked. No body.
And nothing else.
What are you thinking? That
Nothing else, right?
Was there supposed to be something else?
You're making that face again you made earlier.
No, there's not supposed to be anything. If there was something else, I guess it would have appeared by now, but perhaps it could have been my brother's body. Maybe he didn't run away. Maybe something killed him. Maybe something drowned him.
Was there something in particular you were looking for other than the body in the ring?
Did you find something?
I don't know. I find a lot of things.
I'm gonna like
can I
shove Morel
Speak the
shoulder.
truth, please, child.
Fine. Okay. Fine. Pull out the bracelet. This was on the bank too.
Oh, very.
She can't be trusted.
Eventually it can be
She's
trusted.
truthful.
I didn't know it was important. I just thought it was, bonus loot.
Understandable, but I
Thank
think
you.
it's time we return it and figure out what's
It's got
going
these engravings of leaves on them. It didn't match the ring really, so I didn't think they really belonged together. Other than it was just both shiny. I knew that you mentioned the ring, so I knew that was yours. Gonna give it back to you. Thought finders keepers for the rest of it.
You see Brockney staring at this bracelet. His eyes are fixated on it. As you suddenly start to hear this howl. The wind begins to hit against the windows. Not as strong, though, but the howling wind is there. The windows start to shudder. It seems that this wind is not as strong in the evening as it is during the daylight. As the wind settles, Brockney looks at you. Perhaps my mother had other jewelry we didn't know about that my brother took.
There's more to
That's
your
it?
story.
No, there's
I feel that you're holding something back.
holding something back.
Mind your tone.
Mind my tone.
We are helping you.
Helping. You come into our inn and you cause a ruckus and you search through my father's mind and you make him upset.
Oh, that was.
Boy,
You
I'm
bring
fairly
out his
certain-
anger.
I'm fairly certain it's a ghost that caused a ruckus.
A ghost. A ghost.
Or something.
Break the windows.
Please calm yourself.
Yes,
We just want to help at this point.
Help.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's nothing you can do to help. This thing's going to keep haunting us no matter what. It's some kind of curse. Why doesn't anyone believe me?
I
Curses can be
believe you.
lifted.
I can
do it all the
sense
time.
this. We are going to get this thing out of here and lift this curse, but we need details first. So please, I know it's painful to reach into those memories, but you need to share with us what exactly happened, and then perhaps we can figure it out.
And what's the significance of this?
I'm not sharing anything with you. As Brockney storms out the door and back into the cottage.
I'm too hurt to do anything.
You see Edril standing there in the doorway.
well.
Geralt, I will say this. You are the one that really truly notices that the wind was not howling as strong as it was during the daytime. Putting together a figure of a woman, an unhinged jaw, and the fact that this spirit, or these winds, started to rustle up upon the appearance of a bracelet. You believe that you're dealing with a wraith, and not just any type of wraith. Geralt, you fear that you're dealing with a noon wraith.
Where's the other son, the younger one?
That
There's
was
only
the
the
younger
one
one.
son.
He has just stormed back
The other
into
one's-
his cottage home. His father
Oh, okay,
stands
the father.
in the doorway. You could bring up their
Yeah.
missing son again.
Martin. This is why we let me talk to people.
Let's take a break, Geralt.
Starts eating.
Geralt, what do you think this could be?
This
You
is-
have such a vast knowledge of these
This is
monsters.
most likely a wraith, specifically a noon wraith.
That's
What
new.
makes you say that? Is it the wedding ring?
Well,
The appearance of a woman?
yeah, the wind tends to kick less when that bracelet came up. And you was about to take a bracelet and probably sell it, or whatever what you want to do.
Supposed to know.
Do you think that he died?
Probably. We need to see. My hunch is we need to go to the grave.
Exactly.
There is no grave.
Why is
Oh, the grave of my wife, yes.
Yes.
I mean, it's right behind our cottage. Apologies. It's just, well, it's simply a stone. We, in order to protect ourselves from the plague, we burned her body, cremated her.
What did you do with the ashes?
We put them on the stone and let the wind carry them.
Do you know anything about this bracelet? Do you recognize it as your wife's?
You see Edril's eyes light up as he sees this bracelet. I've seen this on someone.
Someone?
Yes,
It wasn't your wife.
Someone, not your wife.
not my wife, no.
Can you describe them? When was the last time you
Yes.
saw them?
It was a young girl, the daughter of a merchant in the nearby town, over the river. There's a larger city when you head towards Temeria. That was on her wrist.
What is the name of this city?
The name of the city,
You said there was a larger city.
yes.
What was the name of that city?
I believe the merchant said it was Darkin. Darkin. This is where he would occasionally come and bring. Well, before people started being afraid of the roads, he was the merchant who would bring ales and food, and I would buy them from him, and we would spend the time, and sometimes, yes, he would bring his young daughter.
What of his daughter?
Did Brockney ever take any particular interest?
Brockney, yes, but I believe it was my eldest, Geralt. Geralt was quite fixated on her. And well, I haven't seen Tozy and her father since, but there was a part of me that hoped that Geralt and Tozy had perhaps run away together, and that perhaps that's why he left this place. But this is such a good, wonderful place to start a home, a family. Why would you want to leave? Geralt seems so happy that he would be taking on this inn after I passed, after I retired, and that's all I wanted from him.
But it's not your eldest son that got your temper, is it?
It's my youngest. Yes.
I'm not sure that Tozy left, after all.
What do you mean?
He's probably dead.
Yeah.
Geralt.
Right, he's right.
Are you
Dead.
sure that your more temperamental son never took an interest, was never jealous?
I didn't talk much to Brockney when Geralt was here.
Well, then he probably was jealous, wasn't he?
Jealous of you? Are you accusing my youngest of murder?
Are you?
I'm gonna slip
Yo-
away and look for Brockney.
Your rooms are upstairs, please. Good night. As you see Edril leave, he locks the inn behind him and heads back to his cottage.
I'd like to go look for Brockney.
Siri, you're currently locked in the inn for the night.
Is he not in the inn? The
No,
cottage
he
is
stormed
detached.
back.
Okay.
Yeah, you saw Brockney storm out
Okay.
earlier after refusing to answer any more questions.
Got it. All right.
I turned to Geralt. Geralt, do you remember what the circumstances of the death of a woman has to be for them to turn into a noon wraith?
Above game.
Yes.
Would Geralt, I'm pretty sure he would, but would
Yes.
he know the specifications of this?
Geralt, you think back to your bestiary and your history with noon wraiths, and you remember the following. Young, engaged women who suffered violent deaths before their weddings sometimes come back as noon wraiths. These wraiths are powerful, dangerous, and vindictive creatures. The souls of these women are driven mad with pain and anger, and it compels them to stalk the lands around their grave, searching for the person who killed them. And you remember specifically 2 noon wraiths, not moon wraiths, noon wraiths, only inhabit this plane during the day.
That's the noon part.
Noon wraiths. They only come out during the day. On top of that, they are what comes from the deaths of a young woman. So,
The brothers.
So do we think that Geralt was going to leave and he had taken his mother's wedding ring?
He was going to elope.
He proposed to this
Yes.
woman?
possibly,
I
but
think, yeah.
But Brockney.
Or Edril, although he's kind of sickly. Do you think he's got the plague?
Is it possible that the drowners
Is it
could have
contagious?
gotten them? I mean, I like
Then
to
we
think
would
the
have found
best of
their.
people.
Wouldn't we have found their bodies though? If the drowners had gotten them, some
That's-
sign of them.
And that's why Brockney was so angry that you had found those pieces.
He was upset.
I mean, sometimes there's nothing left. It's gross.
Oh.
I think there was something to do with the brothers.
I agree. I don't want to, but I do.
I will say that Brockney kind of reminded me of a boy from my village who had been rejected before.
I don't like that we're locked in.
I mean, there's a big broken window over there.
I bet I could probably try and unlock it. I can try and get.
I'd prefer that to climbing through a broken window.
Let's see it. Let's see
It's
it.
also late, and Geralt might need to rest.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. That of course.
I'm fine, but he's
No,
Shall
we
we
didn't.
take-
Yeah, we know. Yeah,
in the battle.
Shall we take a watch?
Because I can handle myself.
yeah, probably.
But you can't.
We'll take turns.
I didn't get hurt in the battle.
What you hurt me.
Could I
You didn't specify that.
trust you to take watch, first watch, or something?
Yeah, I'll take first watch.
I don't
That's
quite
fine.
wholly trust the innkeeper, but something to do with these brothers, I believe.
I'll
Yeah.
take first watch with Marilka.
Okay. I'll
That's
go
okay.
upstairs.
You can
and-
go to bed. It'll be fine. I can do this by myself.
No, I don't trust you.
I didn't send you flying across the field and break your back.
I also killed the monster.
I softened him up first with an arrow.
Maybe it's
So-
better if,
You did an amazing job at that.
Thank
maybe
you.
it's better if Yen joins them as well. Have an adult.
It sounds
Oh,
like not a lot
present.
of people
I
sleeping.
also do need a
I've
little bit of
grown up.
rest.
Enough.
Above game, how do you restore your vigor again?
You will do so after a rest.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'm going to need a little bit of a rest.
Yeah, we all have to rest at some
But-
point. That shifts.
All right, Geralt,
Well,
you
if-
first.
Marilka's volunteered for first watch. She can just
Fine,
take first watch.
Marilka. Keep watch.
Okay.
I find like a
Are you watching with anyone? Has anyone else joined Marilka on this watch?
Jaskier. Would you care to take first?
I think Geralt needs help with the.
I think
No.
I've got that covered. I already put the
maybe a
salve.
liniment of some sort.
I already put the
Camphor?
salve on, and I'm going to go and massage it in.
I'd
So-
like to stay up, please.
I suppose I could stay up and keep us
Jaskier,
entertained.
I'll take second watch after my rest.
stay with them.
Yes, yes.
Geralt, you
Supervision.
slowly hobble up the stairs, injured, with Yennefer behind you, as you begin to rest. Meanwhile, Ciri, Marilka, and Jaskier sit downstairs.
You know what's going to happen when they're both up there.
Yep. Sure do.
I wish I didn't.
I don't know. I think he's going to injure himself further. Such exertions.
You should probably go stop them.
No. When he gets cross with me, they're levels of Geralt is cross with Jaskier, and that's up to level 10 plus.
What's the level of him hitting you in the balls like you did?
Oh, that's a 4. That's pretty typical, actually.
Okay.
Gross.
We should tell him that.
Do you want me to try and unlock the door just because if we need to leave?
We're supposed to be keeping watch.
Well, there's
and
three of
drinking. I
us.
mean, there's still ale to be had.
I don't think we're supposed to be drinking.
Well, I'm supposed to be drinking.
All right.
Okay, you drink.
You pick the lock, and I will watch things.
Okay.
Wonderful, Marilka. Roll me 1d10 plus your lock-picking ability.
14.
You are successful in opening this lock.
Did you do it?
The inn is now unlocked.
I did.
Do we go somewhere?
I don't know. Do we?
Jaskier's not paying attention.
No, he's
Oh, I'm
drinking.
behind
Jaskier's
behind
behind the bar.
trying to find stuff. Yeah.
Should we go spy on the innkeeper and his son? They're right there.
I mean, probably not.
But what if we did?
We could just take a peek.
Just a little peek.
Just a peek.
Yeah. Like, what if they run off in the night? And then we never know. Well, then I guess it doesn't matter because then we could just leave and then, there's just a ghost here suffering for the rest of time.
We're supposed to be here to help people.
Oh, I think I
This
found
is
it.
helping.
Let's go.
This is a Nilfgaardian red. He was holding out on us.
All right.
Ciri and Marilka, roll me 1d10 plus your stealth, and if you don't have a stealth skill, you are going to roll me 1d10 plus your dexterity, and the difficulty is a 12.
16.
19. Ooh.
Marilka and Ciri, you successfully stealth your way out. Jaskier, as you pop up,
Hello? Oh, fuck.
Marilka and Ciri, you stealthily make your way around the inn and towards the adjoining cottage where you see a small window that you can peek into.
Can you see anything?
I don't know. Can I?
You look in and you see Edril passed out on a cot on the ground. 2 bottles surrounding him. Meanwhile, in the corner, sitting by a dying fire lit only by embers, you see Brockney slowly sharpening a knife. You see that he's murmuring something to himself, almost talking, but you can't make out what he's saying.
Can you hear him?
No. But I have a terrible idea of what he's going to do. And I also have a terrible idea about what we should do. What should we do? Okay, we can't barge in there ourselves. That's probably a terrible idea. We haven't rested yet either.
I'm okay. I did great.
What if we knock really loud on the window, okay? And it could maybe startle Endril awake. Or, at minimum, get Broccoli. I don't remember his name. Broccoli. Close enough. To chase us back to the inn. And then I'm fairly certain Geralt will help us.
You hurt him so badly.
Yeah, but I think he kind of has to protect me.
Okay, but I think that he and Yennifer, you know.
Then they're awake.
This is a terrible idea. Let's do it.
I'm gonna turn and knock.
Right before you
Just
turn
bang
and
on
knock.
that window.
Thank you all so much for another monster. To roll. Ciri and Marilka, you're the only
God.
2 out.
Oh no. Oh, what have I done? Who let us do this?
We did.
Oh no.
Also, Jaskier.
Chaos children.
As the 2 of you, Ciri, your hand raises right as you begin to knock on the cottage door. Suddenly, you hear a low, "Oh."
Uh-oh.
As you start to hear the breath of dogs coming closer.
How
It's a
many
werewolf.
dogs?
It's a werewolf. Or she-wolf. Actually, he told me that those weren't real. But I don't know. Maybe it's real. Maybe we'll be the first people to discover it before it devours us.
Ciri and Marilka, you turn around, and they're standing before you are 3 wolves.
That's more than there are of us.
Yes, one more. Yeah.
Mhm.
I took some school. Didn't have palace school, but we should probably fight these, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You hear the wolves heavily breathing as they slowly lower their heads and raise their shoulders, focusing on you as prey.
Mm-hmm.
Ciri and Marilka, you're going to need to roll me 1d10 plus your reflex, because we are getting into a fight.
Oh gosh.
16.
Wonderful.
8.
Let us see here.
I rolled a 1 for initiative. Does that matter?
No,
Okay,
does
cool.
not.
Glad.
All right. How close are they to us?
Are they going first, or are you going?
Ciri, you are the first to go. You see that the wolf in the center makes the first step towards you and starts to growl menacingly. You're kind of, as the 2 of you are against the side of this house, these wolves are now slightly pinning you towards where your position is on this house.
Okay. I'm going to throw my hands forward and scream and hope that magic comes out.
Ciri, how many vigor points do you have remaining?
I have 2 remaining.
Wonderful.
I'm going to use just 1.
You're just going to use just
At
1.
first.
Roll me 1d10 plus your will.
All right.
do
That's an 11.
11 hits. So since you're only using 1 point of vigor, roll me 1d6.
A 3.
With a 3. You're screaming, right?
Yeah,
Or-
I'm screaming and trying to find a way to control it so it doesn't hit Marilka. That is my best attempt at learning my lesson. And pushing it forward to push them away from us.
I
So you're-
also, assuming that you're gonna yell, because that's what you did last time, I'm just gonna go, ah!
Marilka, you quickly cover your ears as Ciri, you let out a horrible, terrified scream. This scream pushes past Marilka, almost as if you were focusing it and purposely trying not to hurt her as you had Geralt earlier. But unfortunately, this scream is not as powerful as you are starting to feel the wear and tear of the day upon you. You're feeling more exhausted than you were earlier. And this scream pushes these wolves back only just a few feet. You see the left flanking wolf and the right flanking wolf slowly put their tail between their legs and step back, sensing something other about you. But the wolf in the center still stares at you and snarls. However, your scream has awoken Edril and Brockney as they come rushing out of the house.
Really what?
And they
Hoping
see
for
you
here.
standing there.
Rock and a hard place, you know?
Brockney brandishing his dagger, Edril brandishing a broken bottle.
Great, and they're both here.
What are you? Wolves! 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 Ciri, that first wolf is now going to launch at you.
All right. I would very much like to try to dodge it.
You must beat a 12.
All right.
So only 1d10 plus your dodge.
Come on, princess. You can do it.
Where's my dodge? Do I not have dodge?
It's in abilities.
It's in your
It's a
abilities.
dodge
There it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a 15.
Wonderful. With the 15, Ciri, yes, you are able to quickly step out of the way as the center wolf charges and headbutts into the house, giving itself a bit of damage. Marilka, you are next.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna go straight for that center wolf and try and shoot it.
Roll me 1d10 plus your archery ability, the difficulty of 14.
17.
17, it hits. So roll me your damage.
13.
A 13. Yes, you send this arrow right in towards the back nape of the wolf. Having killed dogs yourself at a previous time, you know that there is a soft part of the brain that's right underneath the skull, and you aim your arrow and
I
it
hate
sends
that.
right through there. And the wolf falls.
Yappy little thing.
The other two wolves that kind of were slightly frightened by Ciri's abilities take another step forward, ready to attack. Jaskier, you've heard Ciri scream now outside.
All right, he's going. He'll be mad, and he's already injured, so we'll put him at risk. All right, you've got you've got to do this yourself. So I take my loot, given to me by Philivandrel, and place it on the table, along with a small note, which is kind of like my last will and testament, addressed to the Countess de Stale, and pull out my dagger, and I charge out the open door, with a war cry, trying to stab the first beast, monster, anything that's in my way.
Jaskier, roll me 1d10 plus your swordsmanship, and if you don't have any swordsmanship,
I don't have swordsmanship.
then you're going to roll me 1d10 plus your reflex with a difficulty of 10.
Yes, 11.
Wow. You got it. Roll me then your damage.
Which for my poignard is 2d6, so that's total of 5.
With a 5, Jaskier, as you come charging out with your point here, you are aimed right towards the leftmost wolf, and you just, in a fury of bardic will, charge into that wolf, right into the shoulder, and withdraw your rapier as this wolf kind of staggers and can no longer put its body weight more on its front legs, and it yelps in pain.
Can I throw my body on top of it to try to pin it to the ground?
You can. Would you like? I will say.
I'm stabbing it with a dagger, so I'm kind of already there.
I will say the wolf tries to. Actually, it's the wolf's turn, so that's perfect. The wolf tries to turn and bite at you, and the wolf is going to do that. Ooh, you're going to have to beat a 7 with a 1d10 plus your dodge or your reflex.
14, easily.
You easily dodge out of the wolf's way, and I will say yes, you are able to pin this wolf down in your dodge. Thank you all so much for the alchemic gifts. Ciri and Marilka, during this battle, you start to just feel, I don't know, perhaps it's the fact that you're alone. Your adrenaline is pumping. Let's see, let me roll 1d6 here. Marilka, you're getting a +2 bonus to your empathy. So if anything you do persuasion-wise, performance-wise, or charismatically, you will have a +2 bonus on that the next time you use that skill.
Could probably use it.
Yeah.
Ciri, you are getting...
The dog killer some empathy.
You're getting a +2 to your will. So that is your spell-casting ability.
Nice.
Thank you.
And
Very
Jaskier,
much.
because you're out there as well, and we have one more alchemic potion that was not assigned to anyone.
All right.
Yes.
Now, people.
Jaskier, you suddenly, this smart hit on this wolf has just really feathered you, as you are now going to have, believe it or not, a +2 to your reflex abilities. So next time you use your reflex ability, you will have a +2 added to that.
All right.
Meanwhile, we cut upstairs to Geralt and Yennifer cozying up, Yennifer giving Geralt a light massage.
Gross.
You don't hear anything.
Just massaging.
Just massaging.
It's just massaging.
And we cut back into the battle.
Oh, I didn't know I was going to say that.
Yes.
I'm
You're
in
just
the
getting a
moment
massage.
right now.
You're in your moment. You don't hear anything. You don't sense anything. You are trying to heal, and Yennefer is there for
I'm
you.
just like half resting. I hear commotion out there.
Do I hear anything?
Do we not hear that?
You do not hear it.
Okay,
You're
we-
almost enraptured
just
by
kinda
each
like-
other's presence and
Yeah.
too preoccupied with each other in the room
That tracks. That really
to
tracks.
hear anything.
Gross.
It's good to see you again, Yennifer.
It's been a while.
Yes. You know what happened back then? Hopefully we can, get past it.
With the dragon, I know.
Yeah.
Well, let's move past it then. I want to know, who is this Ciri? I didn't know you had children.
She's not my, child per se, like genetics wise.
I know.
But,
My feelings
I
are heard from
know
afar.
because
but
We
it's someone
I know.
I owe a debt to,
Oh,
and I made a promise to them that I will take care of Ciri, no matter what. So
they just gave you this princess,
yes, it was
and you just accepted. What is it about her that I know? There's great power I sense that I've seen. What do you plan on doing with her?
Well, I want to go to Vesemir. He is my former teacher in the art of being a witcher. And so we could see if maybe her abilities could be honed in some way to be of use for the good.
Well, it just so happens I need to go to Vesemir as well. I'm looking for an herb. Don't ask any questions.
You wouldn't. Why would you bring that up if I'm not going to ask? I'm going to ask you why you're looking for the herb. What is this herb you're looking for?
You know, same reason I was looking for the dragon. The
Children.
djinn. There's an old seer in Vesemir. And she knows about an herb, a rare herb that might help me, okay?
You still want children?
Yes. Yes, Geralt. No more questions, okay? Let's just rest and heal.
All right.
As the two of you begin to relax even more, we cut back down to this battle. Jaskier pinning a wolf down, Ciri looking at the last remaining wolf, Marilka getting ready to fire another arrow.
If she knew what we were doing, she would not want children anymore. Is it... Did I get to attack? Is that me?
Ciri, as you stand there, the rightmost wolf that was flanking the center one starts to look at you. And it begins to charge, its mouth open, teeth baring its fangs. You are going to have to beat a 17 in order to get out of this wolf's way. Roll me 1d10 plus your dodge.
Well, that didn't go well. That is a 14.
That is a 14. Would you like to use a reroll?
Yes, I would.
Wonderful.
18.
With an 18, you see this wolf coming towards you, its mouth open, and in a split second, you see a large branch off to the side of you, and you pull it up and you stop the wolf's teeth coming down. Its jaw opening, gaping, open and close, trying to bite down on this branch, trying to push past you. And it's in that moment, you have a flashback, Ciri, to a time when you were training with your grandmother, Queen Calanthe. Again!
All right.
Ciri!
I'm trying.
Again!
Okay.
You see her wooden sword come down and smack you on the shoulder. You feel the stinging of the splinters and this hot wood just like burned against your flesh.
I'm trying.
Ciri, if you can't attack, you must prepare a better defense. How do you think I became the lioness? It is not always about attacking your opponent. It's about defense. And it's about understanding when to take your turn and get ahead in the battle. Now I'm coming towards you. What are you going to do again?
Dodge. Contest.
Contest.
Can I stop your blade?
Show me. Show me, Cirilla. Stop my blade. As her wooden sword comes down on you, suddenly you feel this fire within you, Ciri. And almost without hesitation, you push and hold the staff that your grandmother equipped you with during this training. You see as her sweaty face, her fiery eyes staring right into yours. Now, what are you going to do, Ciri? Someone's about to take your life. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna kick her.
You do. You kick your grandmother straight in the gut, and she falls back. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Can I pick up her weapon?
Ciri, you run over, pick up her weapon, and hold it to her throat. On the ground, she's breathing heavily, the sweat from her brow hitting her light silver armor. She just stares at you. Yes. Good. You must always know how to protect yourselves, Cirilla. We'll make a lioness out of you yet.
Gonna set the sword next to her.
You set the sword next to her. She smiles. Perhaps that's enough training today. Why don't you and I take tea in the rose garden?
Yes, please.
She offers you a hand as she gets up. Do you take it?
I do.
You take her hand, and the two of you exit the training grounds of the castle and onto a happier, warmer memory.
I was positive when I took her hand that she was going to pull me down and kick my ass. I was like, I have made the wrong choice as soon as I did that.
Suddenly, that moment flashes you back into the present as now you are holding this wolf back and summoning that strength from that memory. You're able to push. Yes?
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I'd like to take one hand off and push the branch forward, and I would like to try and throat punch the dog. Oh my god. I want to punch the dog.
Roll me 1. Do you have any brawling skills?
I have a punch/kick that's 1d6 plus 2.
Roll me 1d10 first plus your reflex with a difficulty of 10.
That is a 19.
With your reflex?
Yeah,
Guess
because
you rolled
I
a
rolled a
10.
10,
That's
and my
an
reflex
exploding
is
10.
9.
Then
Roll
roll
again.
another 10.
Oh, all right.
Exploding
Wow.
10s.
Oh my god. All right. 16.
You successfully, yes. You are going to overpower this wolf. Roll me your punch and kick.
All right. It's 1d6 plus 2, so that's 4.
With a 4, yes. Describe to me. So you're
So I'm gonna carefully center one of the hands that was holding the branch to keep it steady, holding it, and I'm gonna reach under it, and I am just going to throw all of my small weight forward and punch into the dog.
You do this, and you send this wolf scooting backwards as it now lays dazed, almost shocked by you on the ground.
Ah! Finish it! Or something. I don't know.
Yeah, look, hold on, no,
Hurry!
I've got this. And reach over and just try to stab
On the wolf you're on top of, or this other wolf is a a ways away from you.
The one under me is quite
my
dead
turn?
at this point, isn't it?
No?
I don't know.
Else.
Is it me? Is it my? Am I?
Marilka, help
You don't
her!
shoot it. Okay.
Roll
I don't
me
know,
one.
Is it my turn?
Yes. Roll me 1d10 plus your archery with a difficulty of 15.
Man, is there a reroll left?
There are rerolls.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Oh my god. How many are there? How many rerolls are there left?
19, so you can do another one. You're only allowed 2 rerolls per roll, though.
Yeah. I got 3 and then I
Do
got
it,
a 2.
please! If she's harmed,
more?
Geralt will kill
Do
me.
one more reroll.
Okay.
Pick new dice.
Come
nice
on,
ones.
man.
Oh.
Rilka.
You got a 1.
We tried our best, folks. Good night.
How many more rerolls?
I already
Only
did 2.
Marilka.
I went 3, 2,
Yeah.
1.
With Marilka, unfortunately, with a 1,
Oh my
you
god.
line
Sorry,
up
Siri.
you line up your short bow, ready to aim it towards this wolf. And Jaskier yells, you saying, "I'm gonna kill this thing." You're yelling aggressively at the wolf beneath you. You fire this arrow at Jaskier.
This one? Okay.
Roll me your damage.
Oh, sorry,
Not my
buddy.
ass. It's
Oh no.
my best feature.
Your best roll yet.
It's my best roll. 17.
Jaskier, you
God.
suddenly feel this arrow go through the back of your shoulder on top of this wolf.
This is fine. It's not in her, so we're good. We're very good. I'm great.
So,
How much damage do I take?
17.
Ooh. From health, right?
Yes. 17 from your HP.
All right.
Suddenly,
three of us should not be doing this.
Suddenly, Siri, you feel that you are not alone as Brockney comes over, and with that blade you saw him sharpening in the window, plunges it into the wolf's neck, and quickly pulls it out, staring at you in silence.
Thank you.
He puts the blade back and heads back into his home. Edril coming over and checking on you. Meanwhile, Jaskier, you are knocked back by this arrow shot, and you see the wolf that you were on top of shakily start to get up, growling at you, biting at you. But then there is a whinny. You hear Roach coming towards you.
I've saved.
As Roach
And he
stands
can't
in,
talk. He can't tell.
as Roach stands in front of the wolf and furiously kicks it with his horse hooves and knocks the wolf out.
Thank you.
Roach looks at you,
Thanks.
and Jaskier, you look at Roach, and you feel a bond, a promise, a debt that you must make to Roach.
Yes. Don't fuck with destiny. Let's do this.
You stare at Roach. What promise would you like to make this horse?
I promise that I'm going to make sure he always has the best oats for the next fortnight.
You see Roach just stare at you.
We good? We good?
You see him do a gentle nod.
All right. we're good.
So Jaskier, you now have a bond, a promise
Yes.
to Roach.
So I was going to say we don't tell Geralt. However, I don't know how we're going to explain the arrow and Jaskier if we don't tell Geralt.
Well, let's start with going back inside.
Here, hang on. Let me just. Do you need?
No,
you want me to?
Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out yet. I'm not ready. I'm going to need a lot more of that wine inside before we do this. And I've also heard that are you? Do you know any of the medical arts at all? Maybe the innkeeper does. I feel like if there's a professional available, I should avail myself of that.
I have a smidge of first aid.
You do.
All right.
I know some alchemy.
All right. That's
I will say, Ciri and Marilka, the two of you take Jaskier in, assisted also by Edril. Edril, in a sleepy, drunken state, helps escort you back into the inn. He sets you down. Apologies. Help yourself to anything in the kitchen, anything behind the bar.
Whoa.
Apologies for locking you in. Good night.
Edril.
Yes.
We, both of us,
Yes.
are concerned for your safety. And we've been taking watch and sleeping in shifts. If you would stay in the inn with us tonight, I think you would be safer.
Roll me 1d10 plus your persuasion.
Crap,
Yes.
I should have said it. Oh no.
Okay, so that's only a 9, and I would like to do a reroll.
Wonderful. Yes, you'll need to do more.
Oh,
than
that was a 1, by the way. Yeah, I forgot to mention that was
Oh, it was a 1?
Yeah, that was a 1. Can I still reroll, or is that? No, never mind.
With a 1. Edril just... You see that he's kind of going in and out of
Oh my God,
sleep.
did I kill Edril?
And you see him kind of like push your face away as he head stumbles out the door and just stumbles back into his cottage.
Well, now what?
Now we rip this arrow out of Jaskier
Don't
and
say
hope
rip,
nobody
don't say
tells
rip,
him.
Don't say rip.
Okay.
Just say gently extract
Right.
this arrow
From
my shoulder.
I want to put the bar really low for our medical expertise, you know?
Oh no, consider my expectations managed. But
All right. I guess we'll try to do this together.
We are.
all right, give
Children.
Marilka and
Am I supposed to
Ciri.
bite on like a piece of leather or something, or?
Do you have any leather to bite on?
I
You
give him
both-
one of the apple tart things.
You both tend to Jaskier's wounds during the night,
Shh! Don't be so loud, they'll hear you.
recovering your vigor and slowly drifting off to sleep. Next to each other, around the embers, the warm embers of the hearth. Geralt, anyone who took damage, please roll me 1d10 plus your recovery. That is your rec on your page.
Nice.
I didn't take any
12.
damage.
12.
14.
Wonderful.
12. Everything's coming up Siri here.
Geralt and Jaskier and Yennifer, you all regain those numbers of hit points. And your vigor, for all of our magic users, is now restored.
Okay.
In the morning, Edril prepares a warm breakfast of porridge, eggs, and bread. You see that he is somewhat hungover himself, exhausted from last night.
He's alive.
Hair of the dog, huh?
He's alive.
Yes.
And I put down some of his wine in front of him, but then I realize which wine it is, and I switch it with another one.
Let's keep the dog on the down low. Yeah, let's not even mention dogs.
Was that a
We're
red
down-
wine? Where did you
We're
find that
downstairs
red
yet,
wine?
Geralt and Yennefer, yes, you are all
take this
all
thing.
5 of you are around this table. Geralt, as you
This is
begin
Nilfgaardian.
to plan out how you're going to take care of this noon wraith.
All right, so first things first, we need to visit this grave and see what we can do about this wraith. Would Geralt know any particular weaknesses for dealing with this said wraith?
Yes, you know that in order to summon this wraith, in order to summon it, in order to take care of it, you must set aflame the possession that it is holding on to. That will bring the Noon Wraith here. And as long as you conduct your Witcher sign of and encasing a circle around this Noon Wraith, it will at least keep it in the same spot.
Okay. I'm most likely... Actually, I'm going to need that bracelet. Wait, do I know what the bracelet or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we need the ring as well?
I would need both items.
Just in case.
Set it on fire, just to summon the creature.
Oh. And then what?
And then we will deal with the creature. Do I, by chance, smell any, like, remnants of blood?
No.
Okay.
That's probably your blood.
Yeah.
There might be
There's lots of
Jaskier's.
blood.
Okay.
Blood everywhere. Not us. Or wolves. I mean, nothing. Forget us anything.
Wolves.
You are so drunk already. What on earth is happening to you?
I wish I had some.
Here, look, here's the bracelet. You want to set it on fire?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Well, we don't have all day, so we are time restrained. Let's go.
Geralt,
Yes.
you're going to take care of whatever this thing is.
Yes. Now, like I said earlier, I'm going to have to burn these items. Are you fine with that?
If it rids this place of that horrible thing and brings joy to this inn once again, burn it. Just burn it.
Right. All right. Shall we?
Should he be here for this or no?
Huh?
Where are we gonna? Oh, we're not doing it here.
No,
No,
must
we're going
Please
to the
don't
grave.
set anything in my inn on fire.
We're going to the grave.
Okay.
No.
So check.
Let's go.
Which
I just walk
grave?
out.
There's only one grave.
There's only one grave behind the
Why are we going to the
inn.
Why are we going to his mom's grave?
I thought you had to set the thing on fire outside the grave.
Mom had nothing to do with it.
You don't know where. You know where the mother is buried.
Oh.
Mom,
Yeah,
You
we
could
just-
possibly go to where it was found on
Right.
the riverbank.
May I use my Witcher senses to sort of... I want to redo that tracking I did where I was at the edge of the bay and see if I find any more, like, items that can... or something that can help out with this. More information.
Roll me 1d10 plus your monster lore with a difficulty of 12.
Now they have more information. Sorry.
That's a 10 on a roll, so it's exploding.
Yes.
So I roll again. It's a 9.
Ooh.
So that's a 19 plus 8.
Wonderful. That's a 27.
Yes.
So yes, you are able, almost as if healing in a night's worth of rest is able to refill and refresh your Witcher senses while focusing on this bracelet and ring. Your Witcher senses start to sense that there's not just one body in this water, there are two.
Am I able to... Is it close by to be able to pull them out? Or are they, like, deep in the water?
They're deep in the
Okay.
water. And you also sense that it's not really bodies anymore, just the bare remnants. You just sense the few bones that still remain that have not been swept down the river by the current.
Well,
What have you
Well,
found?
I'm walking back. There's 2 bodies in the river.
what did I say?
Oh, that's tragic. That's
Marilka was right.
tragic, but good.
I mean,
Very
I knew
good.
it too.
Jaskier, you're making a note of this.
I was right.
We
Is
were right.
the innkeeper... She's nearby. He's nearby. She's...
He is in the inn.
What's her name again? I'm sorry.
Edril.
Edril. Edril.
You go inside the inn?
Yes, I go inside the inn.
I'm gonna chase him in because he's so bad at this part.
I think I might actually follow at this point.
Let's all go. Let's all go.
The train follows Geralt as well back into the inn.
Little ducklings.
Edril.
You see Edril sitting in a chair by the fire looking at a portrait of his wife.
Do you want me to do it?
I mean, there's no other way of telling him, honestly.
Think of it as more training.
Hey, Adril. Remember? No, I can do this. I can do this.
Yes.
I am happy to tell you that your son did not abandon you in anger.
How can you say that with certainty?
This is a very bad start.
It was another tragedy. We don't know exactly what happened to him, but he did not reject you. He loved you, and he was, as you expected, excited to begin a home and a family in this inn. He did not tarnish your wife's memory by abandoning it and spitting upon it and stealing that wedding ring to sell off and make his own future in a city far away from you and your wife's legacy. You lost him, yes, but he did not leave you.
Roll me 1d10 plus your social etiquette.
This is why you should let me speak.
Oh wait, no,
Can I
sorry.
do persuasion? 'Cause
Yes,
that's
your
what I have.
persuasion. Yes, apologize. Your charisma.
Okay, so that is 15, I think.
Your persuasion?
My persuasion's 7. I have a +2 to the empathy,
Hey.
and then I rolled a 6 on the die.
So it's 9 plus 6 is a 15.
Yes. Should I reroll it?
You see Edril lean towards you. Take your hands and just nod. Are you a seer, perhaps? Thank you for these kind words. I don't know how, but there's a part of my heart that believes this to be true. I know he was a good boy. I just can't imagine why he's gone.
Well, we don't know. But I think there are still questions to ask Brockney.
Brockney.
Perhaps safely in numbers.
Safely. Yes, let me go get Brockney.
Maybe someone should go with you.
Brockney! And suddenly you hear a yell coming from outside. You see the wind is starting to pick up around the inn. A slow wind at first, but then it starts to get faster and faster, beating against the windows of the tavern. Pushing past the repairs, bursting open through the window again. As you not only hear the screams of the Noon Wraith, you also hear the yells and the furious ravings of a young man.
So mad. Should we go?
I think so outside.
I run out.
I'm running out of Geralt.
The 5 of you run out, and you see that Brockney is circling this wraith, Noon Wraith. Well, actually, as you look closer, this Noon Wraith is in fact circling Brockney. This Noon Wraith has caught Brockney in this trance, as Noon Wraiths do, causing him to dance and dance, circling around her until his utter exhaustion. As you look, you see he is now red in the face, sweat pouring down his face. I've killed you once, I'll do it again, Tozy! I'll kill you again and over for as long as I must do it. The two of them moving closer and closer onto the bridge until you see the Noon Wraith slowly start to pick up Brockney and hold him over the river.
Is there any way I can use one of the spells to push him out of her grasp? But he'll land not in the water, but he'll land like on the ground safely.
Unfortunately, Brockney is being held over the bridge near the apex of the river.
Okay.
Surely to be drowned. He looks at you all. What are you doing? Help me!
Should we burn the items now here?
Yes.
There's making a circle, right? There's a circle part as well.
Right. We're on the bridge.
I want you to die, you bitch! You didn't love me, so I killed you. I admit it. Keep haunting me. I don't deny it anymore. I loved you, but you picked my brother. You see his legs start kicking furiously as this noon wraith howls back even further. Its non-existent jaw, its tongue lashing out and screeching. As you see Rockney's face turning redder and redder, almost as if this noon wraith is suffocating him.
I need, Yennifer, I need you to burn this right now.
Do we have to save him?
I cast a tiny little just burning spell
I will
on
say
the thing.
this. Marilka brings up a good point.
That is true. I kind of
Oh,
Here is your option. You can either
Are you going to deny this man his last son?
burn the noon wraith's belongings, causing the noon wraith to be summoned towards you, dropping Brockney into the river to assure death. He's already being suffocated.
Oh, okay.
It's not looking so good.
he wasn't much of a son anyways.
Or
He's a murderer.
you can try and go grab Brockney from the noon wraith.
Even if he dies, the Noon Wraith will still be here.
I continue to burn it.
So we
The
have to-
Noon Wraith needs to rest. She
Yes.
has suffered long
I
enough.
was gonna say, burning it just helps her, right? Right?
Well-
Isn't that what you said?
As long as she is at peace, I'm happy. I don't care what happens to this murderous son.
Same.
Geralt?
It brings the Wraith to us. So
But it does start to weaken it and free it from its connection to this plane.
right.
I'd like to try to go find Roach, and with a piece of rope attached to Roach's saddle, bring Roach to the river, tie the other end around my waist, and wait. And once Brockney's dropped, if he's coming down the river, maybe I'll go fishing.
Yeah.
A lot of effort for a guy who killed somebody.
Jaskier, roll me 1d10 plus your tactics. If you don't have tactics, that's with your intelligence modifier, difficulty of 12.
Okay. Oh, geez, one shy. You know, I'm gonna take a reroll.
All right.
That's it. 8 plus my intelligence is 6, so it's 14.
Wonderful. With a 14, Jaskier, you run off and start to concoct this plot. Roach, now in a connected bond and debt towards you, is following your
I brought
orders.
Roach this very morning.
Yes. Your debt being paid as you proceed to tie a rope around yourself and Roach. We cut back to over here. Yennifer, Marilka, Geralt, and Ciri. You see Yennifer has a flame in her hand ready to burn those objects at any point.
What do we do? Are witches supposed to save people that don't deserve to be saved?
Evil's evil. Burn it.
Way ahead of you. It's burning now. Just cast some fire on there.
Is he gonna die?
Roll me
We'll
1d10
see.
plus your willpower.
1d10. So that's 14.
A 14, yes, you're able to ignite the objects. Jaskier, as you run over with the rope tied to your waist, you see that Yennifer has now started to burn the objects. The Noon Wraith suddenly starts to freeze and shriek in pain as you see almost this flame starts to encapsulate it as it slowly starts to disappear.
It's hurting her.
And Brockney, blue in the face now from being choked by this Noon Wraith, is dropped and plummeted into the water.
Roach, stay. Stay. I know. Stay.
Jaskier, it's not worth it.
I can't leave it like this. I'm gonna jump in the water.
Roll me 1d10 plus your athletics if you have that skill, dexterity if you did not, difficulty of 12.
Yeah. Oh, I'm good. 13.
Whew. With a 13, Jaskier, you are able to quickly grab the body almost as it starts to pass you. You're able to grab Brockney's arm.
Roach, out now. Pull, please.
As you slowly start to pull Brockney, and Roach slowly starts to pull you out of the water. Meanwhile, Ciri, Geralt, Yennifer, and Marilka, you see that as the flames are encapsulating this bracelet and ring, the Noon Wraith starts to appear in front of you, unable to leave this space.
Well, it's time to kill this.
everyone, Geralt, Ciri, Yennifer, and Marilka, and Jaskier, please roll me initiative. Roll me your 1d10 plus your reflex.
It's a 14.
Leave that there.
16, sorry.
Mine is an 11.
Oh, I've got a +2 on that. It's my next reflex roll.
12.
So I rolled a 10. Does initiative explode?
I don't.
Does it matter?
Actually, yes, it does.
So that's that was 10 and then 5, so 15 plus 7 is 25.
Yennefer, Jaskier, and Ciri, what all did you roll again? Apologize.
I rolled an 11.
Mm-hmm.
I got an 8.
12.
Wonderful. Marilka, you are first. You see this noon wraith is in front of you screaming, its claws outstretched. You feel its pain, its anger, its fury as it writhes and sits in front of you under the sun. What do you do?
Does killing it free it? Does it make the pain stop?
Yes.
Yes.
I just shoot an arrow at the noon wraith.
Roll me 1d10 plus your archery.
10. 6, so 16 plus 10, 26.
That is a hit. Now roll me your damage.
11, 13, 16.
With a 16, unfortunately, since you do not own silver
silver.
weapons, on this type of creature, this noon wraith, it's only going to be an 8.
It needs silver. And
Can I have some?
Anybody have a
I-
silver dagger or something?
Geralt, it is now your turn.
I take out my silver sword and I run at it and jump in the air and try to do a couple swipes at it.
Roll me 1d10 plus your swordsmanship skills. Difficulty of, I'm saying since you're doing a running jump, difficulty of 15.
13. Is there any rerolls?
There are 16 rerolls.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna use a reroll.
So many.
That
Ooh.
is a 17.
With a 17, you were able to, yes, get a running jump, and you're able to strike down on this noon wraith. Can you roll me your sword's damage?
That is a 11.
With an 11, where are you
Oh.
aiming? Oh,
Is it +2? Because it's I don't know if because it says D6 +2 for a regular.
yes, and then you add
Okay.
your silver abilities on monsters.
Okay. 13.
13.
Yeah.
Is there a specific place where you're aiming on this noon wraith?
I'm trying to aim at its arms.
As you aim at its arms, yes, you take your silver sword down and you slice through its arms kind of at a crescent and going into its chest. You hear this noon wraith whine and squeal and retch back as you see the silver start to burn, this internal fire inside of this noon wraith. It still hovers before you, but so slower, and more exhausted. Next in the lineup is Yennefer.
Do I have any spells that are similar to Geralt's, like the withholding kind of ward where it just kind of traps spirits?
Yes, I will say you can contain something. You just have to keep it up.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can keep containing something. You'll just have to make sure you keep containing it on the next round as well.
I forgot what element they're. I just shoot more fire at it, this time with both hands.
Both hands. Wonderful. Roll me 1d10 plus your willpower.
16.
A 16 will hit. Now, how many points of your vigor would you like to use in this fiery blast?
Let's just use 2 for now.
2. Roll me 2d6.
6.
With a 6, you see the flames start to lick the noon wraith, but they almost seem unaffected. The noon wraith still writhes from the silver, not necessarily your flames, as almost your flames just simply burn the objects underneath the noon wraith even more. This noon wraith howls in pain as it's going to take a swipe at you, Yennefer.
So magic doesn't work on it.
Could I
No.
attempt to dodge?
Let me see. This. All right.
You only have a dagger.
You're going to have to dodge with a 19, Yennifer.
Oh.
Instead, could I just cast a ward to kind of like block any sort of...
Yes, but it will have to also be as a 19. You will have to beat this strike from this Noon Wraith.
Dodge it is. So 19.
1d10 plus your dodge.
Use them rerolls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait.
Actually, that's a 14, but I need 19, so dang. Reroll.
All right.
Even with a 10, you're making
13. How many rerolls do we have?
2 to 2.
We have 14, but you can only use 2 a character.
That's...
I mean, you would have needed to explode, right? For it
Yeah.
to make
Yeah,
it.
oh, yeah. Okay.
Yennefer, as you try to focus your magic onto this Noon Wraith's claws come at you, unfortunately, there is something that distracts you. And we go back, just for a moment, into Yennefer's past. You find yourself alone on a path. Going from town to town, unsure of where the world is leading you.
Just walking down this road.
Remembering what?
Remembering how lonely it is to be away from the girls I learned magic with. Just finally taking my own path, because the damn council, or whatever they call themselves, just disappointed me. So, just keep going down.
As you're walking down this road, you suddenly see a man on a horse riding past you. And for a second, it catches you off guard. You feel like you know this man. You feel a connection towards this man. You believe that it's Geralt of Rivia on this horse. As this horse gallops by you, you stop in your path, staring up, hopeful for a second, then upset with yourself for how hopeful you were, as it just was an older gentleman with silver hair riding towards another town. We cut back into the present. Yennefer, you're trying to focus this ward, but you look across and you see Geralt staring at you, and you see, while a witcher cannot emit emotion or does not feel emotion, you feel this fear that Geralt has for you in his eyes. And it is that moment of hesitation, that moment of distraction that catches you off guard. You're not allowed, you cannot focus your magic into a ward. And you take 25 damage from this Noon Wraith as its 2 claws come swiping down on either of your arms that are being held up. Your palms now bloody as you see these Noon Wraith claws having dug into the flesh of your hands.
Yennefer! Sorry, help you out. Jaskier. How far am I from her? I mean, it's not my turn, sorry.
You're all in a circle kind of surrounding this Noon Wraith, slowly taking turns at it. But unfortunately, Yennefer falls to the ground.
Quick,
clutching
with
her
your
hands.
silver!
Ciri, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Is my dagger isn't silver, right?
No, but you may have a ring that is.
Can I use any kind of magical ability to cast through the ring? Can I use it as a source of power or anything?
You cannot, but perhaps you hit the Noon Wraith with your fist in the ring.
All right, sure. Yeah. I'm going to leap forward and try and essentially like throw my fist through her chest, right in the center of the wraith.
Wonderful. Roll me 1d10 plus your reflex. Brawling if you have it.
Sure do.
Difficulty of 10.
All right. Got it. 16.
Yeah.
16, that does hit. So I will say, since you have a silver ring on, It will also do an additional d6 of damage. So roll me your punch with an additional d6.
All right, that is 7. That is 9 total.
With a 9 total. You're going up and punching this wraith, or this noon wraith in the face.
The Noon Wraith, I'm jumping forward and I'm going right for her like rib cage, the center of her rib cage.
Siri, you take a leap and you draw back your fist. Geralt, yes, you're watching your ward now riling back her fist as it comes flying towards this wraith into its center. And first, Siri, you think that your fist is simply going to pass through this wraith. But suddenly the silver on your ring starts to react with this monster, and you feel your fist go through this force of this wraith. In an instant, as soon as Siri's hand pushes through the wraith, the 5 of you hear this howling screech, this horrible noise that shakes your brain and disorients your eyes. As Siri, you look up and you see, amidst this horrifying noise, the Noon Wraith is disappearing. The Noon Wraith, slowly, almost, you see the wraps and shreds of clothing that create this ghastly gown on this poor woman slowly start to disappear. As its eyes look up, and it evaporates in the noonday sun.
I run immediately to Yennifer to try to check up on her.
Oh, it's fine. I just punched through a
You
ghost.
punch
What happened?
ghosts now? You punch ghosts?
Pretty badass.
I don't know what else to do.
That's
I
going
didn't
in
have
a
any other
song.
silver.
That is going
Where's
in a song.
Jaskier?
Yes,
3
you're
songs. A
slowly
3-parter for that one. That's a 3-part ballad.
Yeah,
right there.
I say, well, we'll talk about it later. Let's deal with this
Oh,
first.
he's not dead. Look.
Jaskier, you're slowly pulling
Oh, yeah.
Brockney out of the water.
I still want that song.
He's still kind of blue. He's a bit blue.
You see that he's blue in the face. But he lays there, and you see that his chest begins to go up and down.
Can I shoot him just like a little bit?
No.
No.
He's the whole reason the whole thing
No.
happened.
What's the point? He's already pretty much dead as is.
He's not
Is
dead.
he dead?
No.
Is he going to die?
I'm going to minister. He's there, right?
Yes.
I'm going to minister CPR.
What?
Wait. What?
Geralt. My hands are bleeding. I'm almost
sorry.
dead.
Sorry. I was checking on you.
I could take
No,
him
go
to
save
the
this little
boy.
murderer of a child.
You see,
No.
you see Brockney's face slowly turning from blue.
Are we supposed to kiss or
To
something? Or
white.
no kissing? Okay.
As his
Jaskier,
breath
do
returns.
something.
That's what you do, babe.
You're gonna be all better soon, Brockney.
Don't you know
stop hitting
CPR?
No, hit him harder.
What is CPR?
As
Geralt, if you
Edril
must.
comes out, Edril seeing all of this, he slowly walks past you all, past the injured Yennifer, and you see that he has a blade in his hand. He pushes you aside, Jaskier. He pulls up his youngest son, Brockney, by the collar. You, blood of my blood and blood of your brother. You are the one that killed him. You see Brockney just trembling from the cold of the water, slowly trying to catch his breath. After surviving certain death, tremble in his father's hand. As he just softly nods. Edril turns ahead, tears streaming down his cheeks. As he takes the knife and quickly plunges it into his son's heart. And releases his son onto the ground. A son. For a son! He whispers at Brockney's body. As you see him stagger and stumble back into the inn, slamming the door behind him.
I'm ready to move on from this.
Are you all right, Yennifer?
Feeling a little faint. Nothing, a bit of healing magic.
Does anybody have any first aid left?
Thank you.
I don't have any particular ability for it, but I have a decently high score on my abilities for first aid.
Roll me 1d10 plus your first aid.
I'm trying to wrap you up a bit.
Thank you.
That is a 4, but since we are doing pretty well on these rerolls,
Yes.
got a good pool of them.
Thank you.
Oh, that is a 9 plus a 7, so 16.
That will work.
Mm-hmm.
You administer, I will say, Yennifer, you can roll 1d10 plus your recovery from such successful first aid.
Be 11.
Siri, how do you administer first aid to Yennifer?
Do I have any supplies or anything, or is it more of a magical ability?
I'll say it's a supplies thing.
Okay.
It can also be improvised.
All right. I'd like to try and any wounds visible, wrap them and care for them and clean the wounds as well to make sure there's no infection.
Thank you, Siri. Thank you.
My grandmother taught me how.
I'm feeling better enough to kind of just like get my head together and perhaps start focusing some chaos to heal my own hands and my own wounds.
As
May
the
I?
5 of you...
Oh, sorry.
As the 5 of you stand there, collecting your things, reconciling on what has just happened, you hear a horse coming. And from across the bridge, you see an older woman in a regal gown riding a beautiful white horse across the bridge as she makes her way towards the inn.
Do I recognize her anyway, or?
You do not,
Okay.
but she recognizes you.
Mm.
Well, I had to see it for my own eyes. Geralt of Rivia, here in Temeria.
That is right. How can I be of service?
Perhaps I can be of service of you. Vesemir was a good friend of mine. He told me to look out for you on your journeys, and when I heard news of a witcher coming from Sodden Hill, I had hoped it was you. Perhaps there are some things that I can help you and your friends with.
And who are you?
Well, you can call me Olna.
Oh, Ola.
Come. I see you're injured and clearly have just gone through something. Here.
You knowing the name Vesemir urges me to. It piques my interest, so lead the way.
Yes. I have lodgings for you in Darkney.
Thank God we don't have to stay this in again.
Come,
Would be awkward.
Yes.
gather your things.
Yes.
The city awaits
Hmm.
Thank
as we pan out from our 5 adventurers, Olna, and as the sun shines down on the crossroads once again. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for episode 1 of our Witcher RPG. Yay! What will happen next? What lies ahead of our heroes in the town of Darkney? We will find out next Wednesday right here on Hyper RPG. Before we go, let's thank everybody who made tonight happen. And we did make our goal, so we will be giving away
Sweet.
that
Yay.
signed copy of the
Yes.
Witcher RPG, version 2 of the Witcher RPG from Talsorian Games. So jump in the chat, we'll be giving that away. But let's thank everyone who made tonight possible. I'm just going to read them through and we can give them a round of applause at the end. Metsu's Phantom, Hawk RMB, Dashing CM, Shadow Uzumaki, Wilder 1251, Black and Gold Coyote, Negihama, J Pistol, Igzy, Peak 1, Mel Pomeno, Elliot 8-Bit, Negihama, Keen 456, Peak 1, Pun 314, Shadow Uzumaki, J Pistol, Uberbaldi, Peak 1, Benosti, Mel Pomeno, J Pistol, Shane R, Kulivi, Shane R, J Pistol, Shane R, Mel Pomeno, Poon 314, and Shane R once again.
Shane!
Thank you all so much for getting us to our goal and for telling this story with us. What will happen to our heroes next week? We don't know, but you will find out when you tune in again next Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here at Hyper RPG for The Witcher RPG. Thank you and good night.
Wait, I have a thing to say! Don't you dare in my channel!
I'm sorry.
Over the microphone. No. I'm gonna be all.
Gotta get real
talking. I
close.
just ate a burrito. I didn't want to, inflict that on somebody. So I rudely interrupted because I wanted to say thank you so much for being such fantastic characters. I wanted more Witcher, and it happened here at my channel. Thank you. And then also, thank you, Thumpers, for getting us to our goal. I have been talking to the publisher of The Witcher, so C Spider MX won the giveaway, and next month they're putting out the second edition of the book. So you get a better version than this. They fixed some things, and you're getting a better version of that. We're gonna get more giveaways every episode, and for our final episode, if we keep hitting that goal, the publisher has decided that we will give away the opportunity to name an NPC in an upcoming supplement of the Witcher tabletop RPG. It's gotta be in world, okay? No broccoli.
No Bodie McBoatface.
But,
Okay,
So
you know what? It
thank-
was very close to broccoli.
So thank you so much to our Talazorian Games. Congratulations to the giveaway winner. Thank you for supporting our channel, our RPG, and keep tuning in. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.